So, Phantom Menace, what did everybody think?
Um, I I think it's not as bad as people make it out to be, but it's not like a good movie.
Fair enough. Greg, what did you
Um,
think?
So, just by itself or part of the trilogy?
Both. Give me whatever.
both.
Okay, so there's a lot of really good things about the Phantom Menace. Um, the pod race is pretty awesome,
Yes, that's the best part of the movie. Let's just get
Yep.
honest.
Yep.
and Darth Maul. I think the as a trilogy, the Phantom Menace part could have been like the first act in the first movie, like condense it down to like 30 minutes, like they find Anakin, and then it jumps ahead like 10 years where he and Obi-Wan are like Padawan and Master. And they're doing a lot of the shit like in the second movie that ends with like the Clone Wars starting up, and then the second movie is like just all Clone Wars battles and like Anakin starting to turn to the dark side, and then the third one is just like the complete turn to the dark side and the fall of the Republic.
Dude, that is
Okay.
such a good idea.
Yeah, I can back it.
Oh my god, if they
Because
had done that, that would have fixed this trilogy.
if you take
The
out all the Jedi poodoo, stepping on poop, fart jokes, Jar Jar,
Jar Jar just
Yeah.
take them out completely. Yeah.
and you just condense like get rid of a lot of the wahoo spinning's a good trick, like you just turn it into like, hey, they find this really cool kid on this desert planet that wins pod races and is really badass, and then like they take him to be trained, and then bam, he's teenage Anakin and he's doing all this crazy shit, and like, yeah,
Like
I think
shit
most of the
talking
Phantom Menace could be
sand.
cut. Like, like Return of the Sith or Revenge of the Sith should have been like 2 movies, but then it wouldn't be a trilogy because you'd have four.
Well, and
Um,
that's why I like your idea. You can combine Phantom Menace and Attack of the because goddamn, I know you guys both enjoyed Attack of the Clones, but
I
there's so
fucking
much
loved it.
filler and there's so much filler in that movie that can be removed,
yeah,
and
so
you
you
could
cut
you
out
literally
like half
yeah
hour of it and put the Phantom Menace stuff in that's good, and then bam, you
yeah
got the first movie.
boom yeah I like that. I like that a lot.
And then the second movie is just a World War, like a Saving Private Ryan movie in the Clone Wars, just devastation and explosions and blowing up and killing, and um,
Okay, yeah,
like Fury, the movie Fury, or
yeah. Or Rogue One sad
Inglorious
attempt
Bastards or
at being
something.
a fucking
Yeah,
war movie. Well, okay. Yeah. Well, Rogue One got the war part right, but everything else in
yeah,
that movie, it's like, ugh.
but
Makes
yeah,
sense.
as a standalone, I like Phantom Menace. It's got problems, but it's a good
Spoil,
introduction, I guess, for
spoil,
kids like some Star
spoiler
Wars.
alert. Every Star Wars movie has problems.
Well, yeah,
Not as many
this is true.
problems as Wonder Woman 1984, but yeah.
Oof, oof.
Dude, I tried watching the first like 15, 20 minutes of Wonder Woman 1984 and I was just like, yep, I'm gonna skip this one. Like,
That and the sad thing is that's the best part of that movie is when she's cheating in her like Olympic sports
yep.
thing or whatever. Yeah, yeah,
Because then after that, it just immediately starts going downhill and it's just like, okay, I'm out.
yeah. Good call. Good call. You didn't waste 2.5 hours of your life like I did.
Yeah, seriously. But
So
no,
Dylan, what'd you think of the Phantom Menace?
so, okay, I'll be completely honest. Dude, the first like 12 to like 15 or so minutes, I was completely engaged and enthralled like with everything that was going on. I thought it was so fucking cool and it was such a good start to like a new trilogy or whatever. But then after the introduction of the Gungans, the movie really just starts to take a very strange and unneeded turn. Like, you know what I'm
True.
Right.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Like, the Gungans, if you could just cut out the Gungans entirely from this movie, especially Jar Jar, like, this movie would have been significantly better. Of course, there still was, like,
Yeah.
really shitty acting and very strange, like, timing between cuts, you know, like, with conversations.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, if there's just, like, those two, like, things that if you could change, like, it'd be way fucking better.
True. Yeah, you
I
don't
agree.
even need the Gungans. You could have just had more humans fighting instead of fucking Jamaican sea creatures.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously. Like if they just had like the Naboo people, fighting against the droids instead entirely, like this movie would have been 100,000% better. But nope, they got to shoehorn in like, "Hey, look at how good CGI is now." And I do want to say the CGI, as much shit as people talk, it's weird because it looked really good in some parts, but then there were other parts where it looked like it was just completely unrendered trash.
Yeah, that is true.
Like there was
It,
when the droids come down, like they're first invading like the planet or whatever, it looks pretty decent. And then like later on in the movie, probably like an hour ahead, when like they're kind of like doing like their final stand, like the Gungans against the droid and like that huge field with their giant shield over them, it
yeah,
it
Right.
looked like the Windows 7 like background.
a little bit, yeah.
Like
It's a
it literally,
screensaver.
yeah, no, seriously. Like it looked like that with like droid tanks just rolling across the field, and I was just like, "What the fuck is this?" Like it looked so good a minute ago. Like anytime there's a
Yeah.
close up on the droids, it looks good, but then like anytime it's from a distance, it's just like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
It's better, but it's so weird too though because I think the Phantom Menace CGI is better than Attack of the Clones CGI.
Yeah,
There's just too much in that movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I will give credit to the Phantom Menace. They do use a lot of sets and like location
Yeah.
shots and practical effects and like costumes and whatnot
Yep. And then all
that you
of that
don't get in
just
the second one.
or the third one kind of goes back to it, but like it's still not like as well as the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, there's a lot of just pure CGI scenes
Yes, and
and
they
a lot
just
of
look
green screen and
terrible.
dudes in green suits moving objects and stuff.
Yep.
The
Um,
blueberries.
yeah,
Blueberries.
Yeah, that's what they're
member
called.
member berries.
Yeah, I remember.
dingleberries.
Remember Chewbacca?
Dingleberries. I remember tauntauns.
Yeah. But also because I rewatched these movies, I also reinstalled Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga on my PC.
Nice,
Yeah, no, dude, like I started
so
replaying that.
good.
Yeah, dude, it's a fucking great. Like it's weird because the conclusion that I came to, because I also as of last night started rewatching Attack of the Clones, or Star Wars: The Clone Wars, like the animated TV show from like 2008.
Mhm.
Right.
Again, I like rewatched it like at the beginning of quarantine or whatever, but I started rewatching it again. And the conclusion that I came to is that Star Wars just shouldn't be made into movies anymore. Because the TV shows, have been great. The animated one as well as the drawn like cartoon one and the Mandalorian. Those are all great, And then
Yeah.
all of
Well,
the games, they've always been successful. They've always been good, except for EA, but that's because it's fucking
yeah.
EA. So just ignore
True.
that. But I mean, like, honestly, I think that they just need to stop making movies because the story's kind of been told. They shouldn't have tried to tackle the Skywalker saga again. They should have just left it as is. And like, if they were gonna try and tell the Clone Wars story, of like Anakin turning to the dark side, they should have just done it in the animated series. That's what they should have done because it was perfect.
Hmm.
I freaking loved it.
And you were telling me you were watching the original cartoon, the actual hand drawn one, right? Not the animated one.
Yeah. I watched that at the
Yeah.
beginning of quarantine as well.
Okay, I haven't seen either one in so long. Well, I haven't finished the Clone Wars cartoon, but I need to watch the original, like actual hand drawn cartoon.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. It is so fucking good. I loved it. But also just like as far as like filler bullshit goes in these movies, why were they attacked on two different occasions by a giant fish and then saved by an even larger fish?
Nah,
Yeah, that was a little
I,
repetitive.
like
yeah,
like as far as just like filling time, in an already long enough movie, it's just like, why the fuck did you do that?
because George Lucas. That's why.
Yeah, fair enough. But like I think it happened like two or three times. But I just kind of kept thinking like there's always a bigger fish. Like I got it the first time. Like you guys don't need to
Yeah.
do this again.
Oh no, they have to. It just never stops.
Yeah. But Yeah, no. Another issue that I took with the prequels versus like what it is that they're doing now with Star Wars, like in the Mandalorian, is that they're like, oh, like the Dark Troopers, they're like Gen 3 Stormtroopers or whatever, they're like robots, and they're like,
Yeah.
we removed the last weakness, which was the human part inside of the soldiers, but the Trade Federation had this shit down like 40 years ago. Like what?
True.
Like what the fuck do they mean? Like a droideka is way scarier than those Dark Troopers.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like that the Dark Trooper was just a ripoff of that, Like they did the same shit except these ones had like jetpacks. It almost looked like they were trying to combine the what are they called? The Death Troopers from
Rogue One.
Rogue One, and they're even in the Mandalorian too. They show up in the first season for a second when what's his name? Moff Gideon? Is that the
Yeah.
bad guy? When
Oh
he
yeah.
shows up at the very end, he has like a little like squad of death troopers with him,
So fucking weird.
and then all of a sudden we got Terminator Imperial robots.
Yeah, seriously. And they just kind of felt like a cross between like the super battle droids and then just like the standard battle droids, just painted black instead of gray or tan.
Yeah, true.
But yeah,
Well, that
no.
one guy in Rogue One was pretty cool. The droid that they converted, or
Oh, K2SO.
yeah,
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 I didn't even think
played,
about that.
played by
like I really
Alan
liked
Tudyk.
that guy, so I'm glad they brought back something like that.
Yeah,
Because the regular battle droids are so useless.
Yeah.
Like the super battle droids and the droidekas are good. Like they're pretty badass, but the rank and file ones are so fucking dumb. Like they never kill anybody. For the most part. I mean, you need like 500 of them shooting at something to hit something.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but
They're
also
still better.
plot armor.
Yeah,
And they run away and they're scared of being just it's harsh.
they're better shots than stormtroopers though.
Yeah.
But the concept was cool. Like when those lander ships come down and then like all the tanks come out of lander ships and then like the tanks like pull the things out and all the droids are like all in like a line and they all like unfold and stuff. That was cool.
Come out in the assembly line type thing.
That was so
Yeah.
rad. But the issue that I also took with that shit is it's just like, okay, why even bother with a ground battle if you can just let the droids kind of like go into the towns, like wreak havoc, like just evacuate the town or the planet or whatever and just go and attack like the battle station.
Yeah,
Like
true.
why even bother fighting them? Like that didn't
Well-
make any sense to me.
Well, so the thing was, they were still in the town, though. It was kind of like the droids were fighting two battles. They were fighting the people still alive in the town, trying to save it, and then the Gungans come out of nowhere, and they're like, "Misa hate robots. We're gonna throw water balloons at them."
It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I know. What even were? Yeah, those were like water balloons. I guess they were like ion grenades.
Yeah, something.
boomers. Misa no have a
Yeah.
boomer.
Yeah, boomers. Yeah. Big boomer. What other? Oh yeah, no, but back to the whole like CGI being good at some parts and bad at others. The thing that makes me really upset about the poor CGI is that like during this time period, like Harry Potter as well as the Lord of the Rings came out, and like all of the CGI that they used in those movies were fucking fantastic. Granted, there was less of it, but still, like it looks way more believable.
I don't know, man. When was the last time you watched Lord of the Rings? It's not looking too good these days.
Last year.
The big battle of the ghost is pretty bad, but a lot of it's really good. Like the well, a lot of it's practical though. So
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a good did a good job doing like mixing and hybrid, like half kind of like what Jurassic Park did with the T-Rex, half of it's CGI, half of it's a puppet.
yeah, they do a lot of forced perspective shots and stuff too. So
Yeah,
Fair
to
enough.
make things look bigger or smaller.
true.
Makes sense. Oh
But
yeah, no.
the
Oh,
troll
go ahead.
looks all right.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah.
troll looked
Okay.
great.
True.
Yeah.
True. Troll's not bad. It's not terrible in the first movie. I guess I'm talking about like the second and third movie with the big battles. Oh god, the two towers, the big battle at the end there. It didn't look very good with all the like 10,000 orcs or whatever and shit.
Yeah, when Gandalf comes back from the dead and he's like riding over the fucking cliff or the hill or whatever.
Yeah.
He goes from gray Jesus to white Jesus.
Yeah.
and
Gandalf the Gay.
he says he can't remember anything, but yet he remembers everything.
Oh, that shit's so fucking funny. Oh, I love that. Oh yeah, no.
Oh,
Also, back to last podcast. Qui-Gon Jinn also said in the Phantom Menace from one's own perspective. So this is in every
Nice.
single Star Wars movie, and it's even in the Clone
Yeah.
Wars TV show. And it's just like, okay, like there's definitely something to this. Either that, or it's just a running fucking joke for filler. Like,
oh my God! Can we talk about how Qui-Gon Jinn's like overrated, and he was a pretty shit character?
yeah, I didn't give a fuck about Qui-Gon Jinn throughout that entire movie. Why is he so popular?
I don't know.
Is he
Liam
though?
Neeson. He kind of is. A lot of people are like, "Oh, he's like the rebel Jedi. He does what he wants." Blah blah blah, and it's just like, he's a moron. That's his problem. I mean, if Qui-Gon Jinn would have just been like, "Oh, Anakin might have some kind of power, but you know what? Fuck him. Let's get the fuck off this planet." None of this would have happened.
Yeah, seriously. That's actually
The
a really
Jedi,
good point.
the Jedi Alliance would probably still be strong. They would have found out about Palpatine's bullshit because Palpatine wouldn't have had his little puppet boy doing all the work for him and shit.
Yep.
But of course, they need it because then we wouldn't have had 10,000 more Star Wars movies made
Thank God.
because we need more
Yeah.
Star Wars. We need more.
We always need more.
Always.
There can never
Well-
be enough.
Qui-Gon is really annoying, and
Yes.
him explaining the midichlorians like just
Ugh.
messes up the whole religion of the Jedi kind of
Yeah,
thing.
dude, midichlorians, like, why? Why would you take away the mystery of your powers and
Yep.
fucking?
And
why
then,
would you?
I know you could say like the Force was guiding them and all this stuff, but like when he goes to Watto and Watto's like, I don't take Imperial credits or whatever, Republic credits. They're on like a planet full of smugglers. Like there's nobody there that will like exchange the money.
Yeah,
So Huddy's money or something.
Oh,
Like he
what the
could have just
fuck?
went to like there's got to be all kinds of pirates and smugglers. Like you say, hey, I have 10,000 Republic credits or whatever you said. They'd be like, oh yeah, here's a bunch of like Hut money because we're
Yeah.
going to the Republic. We can spend it.
Dude,
He's like,
I
no,
never
I gotta
even
do this
thought of
whole
that.
elaborate plot of like betting on Anakin and like putting my ship up as collateral, blah blah blah. And it's like you could have just found someone else to exchange the money and come back and buy the engine.
That's actually really funny. I didn't even think about that.
neither did.
And instead,
George
he's like, let me put
Lucas.
this 8-year-old in danger because he's never finished a race and he'll probably die. But
Yeah. I have faith in him. He has midichlorians like me. He will make it.
yeah,
It's so fucking funny.
It's working. It's working.
Okay, that's something else that I want to bring up. Every time that I started to actually get invested in this movie, like it would just cut to some dumb shit or one of Anakin's lines, and it would just completely pull me out of it.
Yeah, Jake. Oh my God, Jake Lloyd was not a good choice to cast as Anakin.
yeah, that's why I think they should have just cut the whole movie down to like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, have
True.
you guys? There's some edit that I watched on YouTube years ago. I forget what it's called.
They combined all three movies, right?
Yeah, into like a 90-minute
Yeah.
thing, and it was so good.
That'd be interesting.
After this, I'm gonna try and see if I can find it. But like, I remember watching that and being like, oh, like the prequels are really good. You know, like if they had just done this, like it would have been just fine. Like,
True. Yeah. Well, that's the problem with the prequels. It's all the filler. Like that. I feel like that's all that Attack of the Clones was just filler.
yeah, well, especially that part
Until
where they're like on the conveyor belt, and like Anakin's hand is trapped, and then nothing happens. You know, once he pulls it
Yes.
out, even though it's being attacked by like a bunch of different droids and shit and being smashed. Like,
And then R2-D2 uses his mighty jetpack powers he doesn't have in the next set of movies.
I know, right?
or ever again.
Yeah, literally. Does he not use that in like the Clone Wars cartoons and stuff?
Actually, you know what? I think you're right. He probably does
He
fucking use them in
might.
that.
He might in that, but yeah, as far as like the episodes 4, 5, 6 never uses it. Well, and then he's
No.
not even in 7, 8, and 9. God, he's got a total of like maybe 5 minutes of screen time in all three movies.
Yeah. Dude, it's like how they shoehorned in Chewbacca into episode 3. You know, like they're literally
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
that was
there.
terrible.
that could have been any Wookiee, and they just have to make it be Chewbacca.
Yeah. Well, and also, yeah, no, okay, I'll bring that up in a minute because that's one of my talking points. But I took great issue with that. But it literally is just like a red letter media. It's like ATSTs.
STs, yeah.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Scout troopers.
Lightsabers. X-wings.
Chewbacca.
Jimmy Smits.
I fucking love those guys. They're so good.
X-wings and TIE fighters.
Oh, I love that
Mon
shit.
Mothma's back.
Yeah.
So I saw Phantom Menace like opening day.
So did I. I got to skip school to go see it. It was cool.
Nice. So I had this friend who was a much bigger Star Wars nerd than I was. Like he had a safe where he kept like all his copies of the different versions of the movies and stuff.
Damn.
Yeah, like preserved like in like archive quality plastic sleeves and all this stuff. So he went and waited at line for us, my brother and I, at this mall called the Galleria in Bellevue, Washington.
Ooh.
So he waited in line like all day long, and we just kind of went there like an hour before the movie started. It was great.
Dude, that's
But there was like
awesome.
a Hooters next door to the cinema. And this is before like Hooters is like, well, we gotta hire dudes and fat chicks and stuff.
Yeah, when it was just proper Hooters. It was only hot chicks.
Yeah. So all these Hooters girls came out with like plates of like free wings, and they're giving to all these nerds dressed up like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and stuff. It was so hilarious.
Oh, dude, that's my fucking wet dream from a childhood. Like, oh my
I know.
god.
You should have just seen these guys. It was just like if they had the only way it could be better if they were wearing like slave Leia outfits or something.
Oh,
that
that's
was pretty
amazing. Oh, dude, that's so fucking awesome. Oh, I would kill.
So everyone's fingers were like orange going into the movie and stuff from like the wing sauce.
From shitty Hooter wings. Well, Hooters doesn't exist anymore, so R.I.P. to that.
R.I.P.
It's not PC enough.
No.
Well, now there's like Twin Peaks and there's like 3 other theme restaurants that are kind of like Hooters.
Well, it's fun because the Twin Peaks restaurant's not even like Twin Peaks themed from like the show, right? It's something else.
No, it's just chicks with cleavage.
Yeah. I knew someone who used to work there, and she said she got treated like scum.
Really?
Probably.
Yeah, got treated like
by
crap.
the customers or by the management?
No, by the owners.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, they gotta be kind of sleazy.
Oh yeah, you're not showing enough tits. Get back out there.
Stop eating. You're looking a little chubby today.
Yeah, for real. Need to lose 10 pounds.
I was about to say that. Come on, Toots, you gotta lose 10 pounds. So then get out there and shake those goods.
Make me some money.
Yeah.
Green corn wrestling.
The owner of Twin Peaks just turns into Guado.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to get back out there. Make me your money.
You brought me back Imperial credits.
I don't like Imperial credits.
Oh, that's fucking amazing. But yeah, I love that. Also, really quick, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but who the fuck was in charge of the sound design?
No idea.
Yeah, me neither. It might have been that Brett Burt guy again, or whatever.
Let's find out. To the IMDb I go.
To the IMDb. I've been watching the 1960s Batman series, so.
Oh, really?
I got all like the the bat spectral analysis computer stuff stuck in my head. So
It's so funny.
I'm not even. There was 58 people that worked in the sound department.
oh wow.
Okay, well they all fucking blow out donkey balls. Cause like there was this like really like dramatic scene like at the end, like when
Oh yeah, here we
Qui-Gon
go.
is.
Sound design. Ben Burt. Yeah, you called it, Greg.
Oh damn,
Okay.
that's hilarious. But yeah, no, like there was this dramatic scene where like Qui-Gon is like being burned, because he fucking died, and like the music is building and it's like showing everybody like gathering around like watching Qui-Gon like as he's like his body's being cremated basically. And then like it cuts to
Right.
like a conversation and the music just falls off entirely for like these 2 lines, and then it just builds all the way back up immediately, and it's so jarring and it just completely threw me out of it. I was like, what the fuck just happened? I hated it, but
So Naboo is pretty awesome though.
It's all right.
I thought. I mean, besides the giant semi-sentient fish things.
Well, I mean, this movie only had like 3 filming locations total. The giant.
Yeah, they went to Italy, I think.
Well, no, sorry, in locations in the movie. They went to Tatooine, Naboo, and then the fucking
Coruscant.
Oh yeah, Coruscant. Not. Wait, I don't know. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about.
I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, where did they
Truer
film?
words were never spoken.
Yeah, fuck you, Danny.
So like 4 or 5 locations.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, no, I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, it's obvious that Palpatine is like gonna become the Emperor, like kind of like from the get go. But I really wish that they
Yeah.
kind of like didn't make it so blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
I do like how they use the same actor though. I had no idea he was that young in Return of the Jedi. I thought it was like just some old dude with like a little bit of makeup on.
Mm-hmm.
So when they got the same guy to come back to play like young Palpatine and it worked, it was pretty cool.
I didn't know it was the
like,
same
all right.
guy.
Yeah, it was the same guy. He was old enough to actually look old and wrinkly for the prequels.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, so that was
Yeah.
pretty exciting, I thought.
Dude, that's freaking rad. How did they... How come they could make the Emperor look better back in, like, the 70s or 80s or whatever than they could in, like, 2005?
I don't know. Because his burns were fresh, I guess.
I guess.
But if you watch, like, some of the old transfers of the movies, like, there was, like, a hole in his makeup, and they had to basically, like, paint like, a black dot on the top of his head on all the film because there was, like, a patch where the makeup wasn't showing.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, that's hilarious.
They fixed it in the special editions with all the CGI and everything, but in the old days, there was basically, like, a black spot on his head, like, just under his cowl to hide, like, the line between his makeup and his skin. Because it wasn't covered all the way.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that. But no, like as far as like the Emperor goes, you like I wish that they like gave him like a different name, and they're kind of like winks and nods, like at him like becoming the Emperor we know from the original trilogy, and like sure show like his his rise to power and like him being shocked by Windu, but like when he's communicating with the Trade Federation, like other Sith, like they should have had him just like be calling in with like a distorted voice and like not show him like whatsoever,
Yeah.
and then like you could also have like just like as far as like those like little like winks and nods, like he in the second movie in the beginning there was like a brief second where you could see like the red guards like of the Emperor like standing at the door entrance in Attack of the Clones, and it's just like okay yeah like do shit like that, but don't make it just like so painfully obvious that like hey like this is him, like get ready, like
true,
because it just kind of ruins it.
True.
I'm trying to find his first name. Sorry. Hold on a second. So far, everything just says Senator Palpatine or Emperor Palpatine. I know it's in...
It's because they say it. They say it in... Don't they say it in Rise of Skywalker? Or no? What? No, they call him by his real name in one of the movies.
Who was it?
Palpatine, his real first name.
Oh, really?
Sheev. His first name is
Yeah,
Sheev,
Sheev, fucking weird ass name.
Oh,
and it
that's
wasn't revealed till 2014 in a book.
Oh, I thought they said it in a movie. I guess not.
Uh-uh.
huh. What the fuck? I've literally never even heard of that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I knew it was dumb. I thought it was like Garbaboo or something, but
Garboo boo.
she
Sounds like Baby
she was
Yoda's
pretty
name.
dumb.
Hey boo boo. I let another picnic a basket.
Oh, that's amazing.
Darth Maul. Darth Maul was wasted in The
Yeah, I would
Phantom
like to see him
Menace.
be a villain, like maybe get rid of Count Dooku and have Darth
Yeah.
Maul be the bad guy, like in all 2 or 3 movies, and then he dies in the third one or something.
Yeah, that would work a lot better, honestly, I think.
And don't bring
Like
him back as like a spider robot
spider robot
person.
that turns good for a little bit and then turns bad again.
Yeah.
That shit was so funny.
I just it sucks that you come in strong with a guy like that. You know, he has a double bladed lightsaber. The first time anybody's ever seen one. You know, and shit. And like
Yeah, that was pretty
I
cool.
remember that was like the popping point. Everybody was cheering and wooing in the theater when that shit happened.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, and it's just
I
like
mean, it's in
you
the
know,
trailer, but when it happened, it was still awesome. So
yeah, just nuts that a character that was so mysterious and like you're like, oh my god, I've never seen anything like this gets taken out by fucking an angry Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no, I mean, like, yeah, but also Dooku, fucking great actor.
Oh, Christopher
oh
Lee's
yeah, Christopher Lee's
amazing.
awesome.
Like
They just I think he was wasted too, honestly.
Yep, I
Yeah.
agree.
He was great in Attack of the Clones. He's one of the strong points, I think, for that movie. But like, he's killed in the first 10 minutes or 15 minutes of fucking Revenge of the Sith, and it's like, seriously, you're gonna introduce this guy and then just fucking he's gonna do nothing the rest of the time.
Yeah, it's the same mistake they made with Snoke.
The Ryan Johnson's mistake.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't want to talk about those movies, but god damn it.
It's next week.
I know. I gotta watch them.
Woohoo! I'm gonna have to watch him again.
But no, I mean, like, the only good actors like in these movies honestly were like Obi-Wan, Palpatine, Windu, Dooku, and then like the guy who like played like Yoda's voice actor, honestly.
Frank Oz, the
Frank
same guy
Oz.
from the OG.
Yep.
Yeah, Miss Piggy and Grover, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of Grover and Yoda. It's hard to separate sometimes. But
It's true. I've never made that connection till right now.
Hit, who's Grover?
He's the dude with
Oh.
the hat, the orange Muppet guy from
Oh,
the Muppets.
okay, got it.
no, that's Elmo.
No, Elmo's red, not orange. Grover isn't Grover the one with the hat?
No, he's blue.
Wait, is Grover the trash? Oh no, yeah, Grover's
No, that's
blue with the big
Oscar.
nose.
That's Oscar.
Oscar's. He's the trash can.
Yeah, before
Grouch.
Elmo, like, what did we just talk about? Grover was like the
Grover.
monster. I'm the blue monster, and then Elmo was like, I'm the red monster.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know who Grover is now.
Okay.
Oh, damn, this guy's been in so much shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Who, Frank Oz or Christopher Lee?
Frank Oz. Like he's been in
Okay.
everything. Oh my god.
He's in Blues Brothers. It's hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, he plays the cop that's checking out. He's at the prison when Dan Aykroyd's getting checked out, or maybe it's John Belushi.
That's hilarious.
He's like one prophylactic, one used prophylactic, one suit black. Yeah, he's giving him all his stuff.
Oh shit. Dude, there literally is not a single year that this guy hasn't worked since how far back? Oh my god, this just keeps going. Since 1963. Like
I'm disappointed. I'm looking at his IMDb page right now, and I'm at his like his filmography part, and you know how it has like the top 4 movies for the actors for the known for part.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one Star Wars movie up there, and it's fucking
Probably
Attack of the
Empire.
Clones. No, it's Attack of the
What?
Clones. Yeah, the rest is Muppet stuff, and then boom, Attack of the Clones. It's like, really, you could put Empire Strikes Back on there?
Yeah, wait, what? I didn't even notice that. That's hilarious. Which, I mean, like, yeah, sure, the Muppets are incredibly well known, but I mean, like, it's not Star Wars. Like,
No.
So if you read the books, and I don't know how much of this is canon anymore, but
None
Palpatine
of
wasn't
it.
even the Sith Lord in the first one. He was the apprentice. Like Darth Plagueis was still alive during the Phantom Menace and was kind of running things.
oh, are you serious?
Huh.
Like you never see him. And like Darth Maul was like the dude that Darth Sidious was going to use to like overthrow Plagueis, and then he dies, and that kind of fucked that up. Because Sith are always like pulling someone in on the side to like try to overthrow their master, because like this weird power play.
Yeah.
Like Count Dooku, Darth Tyrannus, he had like that Ventress chick in the cartoons.
Yeah.
Like that was his apprentice, and like he tried to recruit Obi-Wan in Attack of the Clones. Because he wanted to be the Emperor, basically.
Yeah,
And that didn't work.
he was trying to overthrow.
And like Vader tried to get Luke.
Yeah. Because like
Because
from what I
there
remember,
can only be 2, I guess. Like the whole
Yeah.
rule 2 that Yoda talks about.
And they don't deal with absolutes. Yeah. We got it.
Yeah.
It's so they can continue to surpass each other, so then the Sith become more and more powerful.
And then the Sith,
But
dude,
Naboo was like super rich because it's like it's kind of like the like Dallas, Texas, or like the Middle East or something, because it had like starship fuel in the planet or something.
Are you
And so
Something like
everyone was
that.
like super duper rich.
Oh,
And
shit.
like Darth Plagueis was like a mun. He's like one of those squish faced banker clan guys that you see in the Trade Federation stuff.
Oh.
So he was super rich, and then Palpatine was super rich because he came from a rich family and like killed his parents and stuff to take all their money.
Not surprised.
That sounds pretty in
And
character.
so it's kind of weird. It's like a Sheik or like JR from Dallas or whatever, like trying to take over the world, or the Bushes, I guess. I think that's where Lucas was going with that. Like, this is George Bush, W. Bush, from Texas with like oil money, and he's trying to take over the world, kind of thing.
He should have elaborated on that then.
I
or
know.
just not have it at all.
Yeah. It was
Keep
kinda
politics out of Star Wars unless it's Star Wars politics.
Yeah, no, seriously. This is about
But it's
Trade
basically
Federation,
canon
Texas.
that Palpatine is like Anakin's father.
Huh?
Because he shot a bunch of midichlorians up Shmi's like hoo-hoo and made a baby.
Come on, we're all adults here. Just say vagina.
Vagina.
Don't say hoo-hoo. Fucking hoo-hoo. You sound like a fucking 8-year-old.
Up her
Dad,
no-no
what's
square.
a hoo-hoo?
That's fucking
I mean, I don't know how that works. I mean, he could have formed it in the uterus or something without going to the birth canal, but or maybe Plagueis did it, but the idea is like Palpatine was kind of messing around with the dark side of the Force, and like his whole teacher's teaching about creating life and stuff with the Force, and that's basically how Anakin gets created.
What?
Because they tried.
What?
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Hang on, but huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Anakin's a Palpatine and a Skywalker.
So technically, that means Rey is a Skywalker.
Yeah, so
all the Skywalkers are Palpatine.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
So Rey is a Palpatine and a Skywalker.
Whoa! That's so fucked. I think that's the dumbest fucking shit that I've ever heard on this planet.
Really dumb.
Yeah. Hang on. That literally... Dude, okay, it was already dumb enough that Anakin was basically just baby Jesus, and this just sent it to a
Yeah.
whole other dimension and shot it out of the
Like why?
stratosphere. Like,
Like why was even that a thing? Like just have her like, yeah,
like it would have made more sense if it was just like, yeah, no, like I hooked up with a Jedi, like that just what I don't even know. That's
No
so
one
like they
does.
could have made his dad Jedi Master Sifo-Dyas. Like he
yeah.
that's why he's killed because he had sex with somebody and made a baby or something.
Whoa.
But no, they didn't go that way.
Whoa.
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 Because it's George Lucas and he doesn't think like that.
Yeah, it's
He's like,
stupid. Like
like
that was way after Lucas like didn't stop giving a fuck about Star Wars. Like, oh yeah, just do that. And who cares?
make him more angry.
And so is this legend? Yeah. So
No,
is
I
this
don't think it's Legends. I
Legends?
think it's canon
I don't even
about
know what's
Palpatine being
canon
Anakin's
anymore.
father, like through the Force.
Okay, also, really quick, I do want to talk about this, but Disney ruined the extended universe for me, and the only reason why
Yeah,
is because, like, I had so many comic books and all this shit, and, like, I could tell you and I followed Star Wars theory, and, like, I could basically tell you anything about the Star Wars universe. Disney bought it, a few years later, like, killed the extended universe and made it Legends, so then they can
right.
rewrite everything and, like, just make it's just a giant cash cow for them. And like it's just like,
Right.
dude, like you guys ruined this for me. Like it was so lame. I was so pissed off. I was like, okay, cool. So like all this like knowledge and shit that I have as a little like nerdy teenage kid like doesn't even mean anything anymore. Cool. Like what
Pretty
is
Right.
much.
Like all those Tales of Cantina books and Tales from Jabba's Palace and like all the backstories for every single character in every movie. Like it's just all down the garbage now.
yeah, exactly. And
And
it's
Lucas
so
approved of
frustrating.
all of that. Like he said, yeah, go ahead. Like Boba Fett can do this, and um, yeah,
It's so
that was all
annoying.
done with his blessing. You can't just write Star Wars fan fiction and get approved by Lucasfilms unless they're like cool with it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really, considering they bought it from George Lucas, so they can kind of tell him to go fuck himself if they want to.
No,
He
no, no,
does
no.
No,
I
no,
whatever
mean
no.
like
He's
back
talking
in the
for.
about
day when
previous.
Lucas, the extended universe / Legends, like he approved all that stuff.
Yeah,
So it's
and
kind
then
of lame
Disney.
that they just said, "Oh, none of it matters. We're going to do our own thing." So,
Well, he probably only approved it because they gave him money to say yes.
well, yes, that is very true.
Yeah, they
Like
gave him.
like you said, Greg, he literally didn't give a shit about Star Wars anymore. Just money.
Yeah,
It's so frustrating. That's really
Yeah.
frustrating.
Well, I mean, he's kind of back. I heard he's going to be helping out a lot now, and it's like I don't know. It's like I don't. Do we really? It's like just kill Star Wars off for a while. Let it die,
Yeah,
and then
honestly.
revive it.
Or like I
so
said, like just kind of keep making like games and like books and shit,
yeah,
like
Or
cartoons and
start exploring more of the fucking universe. I mean, come on, we
yeah,
have Knights of the Old Republic that hasn't been touched at all,
yeah, with
which
the
is a
like we don't have to go to
far
ruined.
more.
Tatooine for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no, we need Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. They'll ruin, Knights of the Old Republic, or just the Old Republic in general by making a connection to the Skywalkers, and it's just like,
Yeah,
but we don't fucking need that.
they'll make Darth Raven like first gen Skywalker or some
Yeah,
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's Palpatine's great
Oh
grandfather.
Jesus, yeah. They'll
Or
probably have Palpatine in Knights of the Old Republic.
yeah, seriously.
yeah,
No, I just want
like
Disney
the
to.
OG Palpatine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the very first one, the one that's I'm assuming is the first one in Rise of Skywalker. I don't
yeah.
think he's a clone. I think that's the original Palpatine.
I don't even know. I didn't care enough to
Maybe.
look into it, and I was just laughing the
Yeah.
entire time throughout that movie. My dad was so mad. Like he kept like reaching over and like covering my mouth, being like, "Shut up! You're ruining it for other people." And I was just like, "But it's so funny." Do you see this shit that's on screen? There's 5 of us. We paid like $50 to come and see this shit. Like,
Yeah, for real.
oh my god. But no, I don't know. Like I really hope that Disney learns from The Mandalorian and it's just like, oh, okay, yeah, so leave Skywalker's out. Let's just abandon that. Let's explore other parts of the universe and we can make money, Like, because I know they want to make money, so just,
Yeah.
just do a good job, and leave Tatooine behind.
Greg, have you watched season 2 yet of Mandalorian? Have you finished it?
Just those 3 first episodes.
So I'm not gonna say anything then.
You can talk about it. You already ruined most of it for me, so.
Oh. So Dylan, you're almost right about that, except for spoiler alert: the final episode of The Mandalorian has fucking Luke Skywalker
I
show up.
know. I
What?
know.
Spoiler alert.
You did warn
Guess
me,
who-
I guess.
Guess who came to train Baby Yoda?
Yeah. Well, the thing that annoys me about that is it's just like, dude, like you could have had like Ahsoka Tano come and get him, or done
Yeah.
Yeah.
anything, because we know that
However,
there's other fucking Jedi that survived Order 66. It's like you could have had anybody
Yeah.
show up, anybody.
Hold on. Here's why I kind of dig it though. They haven't officially said it, but I want to say this is their way of saying we're retconning The Last Jedi, and this is what Luke was really up to.
Ooh, that would make me really happy.
So in a way, it's kind of like, it's like 50-50. It's like it was kind of dumb, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? I do like it because this is already a better story than what the fuck the new trilogy was.
Yeah.
So, because they're from what I've been reading, they really want to retcon The Last Jedi and like start over, and I'm just like, just stop, just let it be. You
Well,
fucked
yeah,
up.
because they
Just
can
move on.
they can make another $3 billion by redoing 7, 8, and 9. So.
True.
And even if they suck,
7.5.
like all these people go to it, like, oh, we're going to fix it this time.
Well, what would they even call them? Like 7.5, 8.5, 9.5?
No, I think they would kill the numbers and just have Star Wars title here, and that's it.
Fair enough.
Well, they could use Arabic numbers instead of Roman numerals. It's
Ooh.
different.
That'd be cool.
Hmm. All right.
I don't know.
We got anything else to add to the Phantom Menace?
Nah, I think that's about it.
So
we didn't even
when
really talk
Qui-Gon
about pod
talks to
racing,
Yoda, pod racing's awesome.
Yeah, it's the best part
can
of the
talk about
Phantom
that if you want.
Menace.
Yeah.
No, again, like one of the few parts where I was actually engaged,
Yeah, it was fun. It's like it was finally something new, something we really haven't seen before in Star Wars. And
I
it
really
sucks.
liked how.
Go ahead,
Greg?
Greg.
We lost Greg. Greg's dead.
We lost Greg.
Greg!
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 Is he still in the call? He's still in the call. Greg, if you can hear us, you should leave and reconnect.
We can't hear you, buddy.
I'll text him. That was you that typed that.
Yeah.
That was fast. It was like,
There you are.
There you are.
So,
you were the one who left.
My power blinked and I lost connection some reason.
Oh, that's hot.
Nah.
But you guys are still here?
Yeah.
So,
Did you just say that's hot?
Yeah.
Okay, Paris Hilton.
now you have to pay her royalties on her trademark.
Great. Now we're getting a cease and desist on this episode. Thanks, buddy.
You're fired. Let's all start saying trademarked catchphrases that are part of the vernacular.
Fuck you, Danny.
Man. Ooh, there we go.
You are the weakest link.
Goodbye.
Danny's the weakest link. Danny and I start this, and then I just replace Danny with Greg. We're just like, sorry, kiddo, but you gotta go.
We're like the Sith. I'll just find someone to replace
Yeah.
Dylan, and then it'll be my podcast.
We all take off and we do our own separate podcasts.
Yeah.
We're like a punk rock band.
Like we're the real DDG-HD podcast.
Yeah.
There's like 3 Queensryches right now or something. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it really?
2 or 3.
Jesus Christ. They're from Washington too, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever listened to the band, but I've seen the name everywhere.
Fair enough. But, last thing I want to say, or wait, no, we were talking about pod racing.
Yeah, it's just cool. Like, what's his name? Bulba or Zabulba? Zabulba was a pretty cool bad guy.
Yeah.
Um, I guess there really isn't much to talk about when it comes to pod racing, huh?
Other than it was just one of the few good parts of the movie. I really
Yeah.
that's all that I ever really
My-
have to say. It's just like, yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah.
Like they did it right.
True.
The last thing I do want to say is that you can definitely tell that Qui-Gon Jinn was completely checked out throughout the entire filming of this movie.
Oh yeah, well it's Liam Neeson. What do you expect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I heard a story too that like like he got the offer to be like in Star Wars and he just like immediately took it, and then later like read the script and he was like, "Oh God, like get me out of this," and like kind of like fought for a while to like try and like get out of it, but he wasn't able to.
I feel like that's Samuel L. Jackson's experience too. Like he really pushed to be in it, and then he's like, "Oh, I don't have a lot to work with here."
Yeah, seriously. But he got his purple lightsaber.
Yeah,
that said.
I think it says like one bad motherfucker on it.
It
Yeah,
says badass motherfucker on it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, like his wallet in Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Yep.
that's so rad. I fucking love
Granted,
that.
you can't see it, but yeah, it's
No.
on it. It's like
That'd
the
be
same
awkward.
color as the lightsaber and stuff, so you couldn't really like make it out in the movies, but you really couldn't have been able to anyways because there's no like super up close shot of him with the
No,
lightsaber.
he
or
would have had to
anything.
hold it up just the right way, and they would have zoomed in on
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
That's freaking
I think
rad.
I think it's funny. They even asked him too. They go, "What color lightsaber you want?" He's like, "Purple."
Well, I thought that but the story that I heard is that like he would only agree to be in the Star Wars movies if he had a purple lightsaber. That's what I
I think
heard.
Yeah, I
that's
heard that
I
too.
heard that too. Yeah, but he was the only person to have a purple lightsaber for the longest time. Because
Yeah.
I guess the way that they describe the lightsaber colors, purple is like extremely rare and for like the super like powerful Jedi or whatever,
Oh,
Oh,
brother.
which
interesting.
doesn't which is weird because I feel like Yoda is more powerful than Mace Windu.
Probably.
He
And
had
of
to kill a
course,
crate dragon and get a crate pearl, and then he had to trade the crate pearl for a purple lightsaber crystal, which came from the star, like the heart of a neutron star or something. Yeah,
yeah, something ridiculous
I
like
had to
that.
make
Yeah.
Something stupid and goofy.
Yep.
But yeah, do you guys want to talk about episode 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can move on to Attack of the Clones.
Okay. Danny, what the fuck did you think? I know you didn't like it.
Oh my God, this movie was really hard to finish. And it's so fucking boring. But like, so here's the thing: you definitely notice they put more effort into the story than the Phantom Menace. It's just I feel like they went the wrong way with the story.
Yep.
Oh Jesus, what else? It's kind of weird to me that in these movies, Obi-Wan always seems to be going off on like James Bond style missions, and he's never with everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he always gets on Anakin for like, be smart, like don't
Yeah,
be stupid,
exactly.
don't take off on your own,
Stop
like.
losing your lightsaber, but he loses
Yeah.
his lightsaber a bunch of times. Yeah.
Oh yeah, literally, yeah. What else? What else? What else? This movie's really heavy on the political side when it comes to Star Wars. But it's setting up the universe and shit. Explaining how Palpatine's going to take over eventually, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then there's also stuff that kind of contradicts other stuff in the movie too. Like this really isn't a contradiction, but I just find it interesting when Obi-Wan goes to whatever the planet is to find out that they're making a clone army for the Jedi that nobody knows about for some fucking reason.
Camino.
Yeah, Camino, that's it. El Camino. They talk about who you mentioned him earlier. What's the Jedi that they talk about who ordered the
Master Sypha Dyas.
yeah, Sypha Dyas, and then they say that it was also made for Tyrannus. And I'm like, wait, Count Dooku, and it's the only time it's ever brought up, they never mention it again, ever. So I don't know why they name dropped Darth Tyrannus and then just never did anything with it. And even Obi-Wan was like, I don't know who that is. And it's like, how do you not know who that is?
Well, I thought he
Who
said
has?
that
Cypher
about.
Diaz?
I thought he said that about Cypher
No,
Diaz.
no. Well, he says it for both. Like, okay, so when I okay, let me rephrase that. He acts like he doesn't know who Darth Tyrannus is when they mention his name. And then fucking at the end of Attack of the Clones when Count Dooku's talking to him and he's all like, "Oh, Obi-Wan, it's a shame our paths never crossed earlier. Qui-Gon talked quite well of you." And it's like, so you're going to tell me Tyrannus knows who Obi-Wan is, but Obi-Wan does not know who he is when
Well, he doesn't know
Obi
his Sith name.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because they
that's
didn't know
fair.
that he was a Sith Lord.
True.
Because they
'Cause
talked
it's like
about they talked
Sidious and
about Dooku
Palpatine or
previously.
Vader. Yeah.
Yeah, because they talked about how
True.
like like Dooku like he used to be like such a great Jedi, but then he stopped. They don't say
Yeah.
why, but obviously they didn't know that he was Darth Tyrannus.
They kind of do. He kind of says he just felt like the Jedi were not doing what they say they were doing, and then he goes to the Sith, and then at some point somewhere in Star Wars canon they mention, or not Star Wars canon, but somewhere I think I could be wrong. Greg, maybe you can back me up on this if you know what I'm talking about. They kind of hint at that he was never really Sith. He was kind of being a spy. And he was trying to get in with Palpatine to kill Palpatine and then like take over, obviously, but like he wasn't like evil yet. He was a gray Jedi, I guess, is the way to put it.
I think
I
he
don't
might have
I
at first, but I think he turned to the dark side.
Okay, yeah, because Yoda mentions that or whatever, kind of like,
And I
the
think he
dark side
turned
is
before he meets Obi-Wan.
okay.
But he might have been in like on some secret mission to like find the Dark Lord of the Sith, and then he got corrupted. But he's
Okay.
kind of in the whole Qui-Gon, and this might be where Qui-Gon got it from. He's kind of like a
Oh,
rebel Jedi
yeah, exactly.
because he was Qui-Gon's master. And Yoda's kind of a rebel too.
Yeah.
And he trained Dooku, so
That's really interesting. Yeah, no. Huh.
but there's an interesting thing through the movies. When the Sith are the Sith, they never lie. They always tell the truth. So he's totally saying like there's a Sith Lord in the Senate and he's already brainwashed like hundreds of senators and like he's doing this, that, and the other thing.
Yeah, that's what Palpatine
So
said? Oh, no, that's what Dooku said when he had
No,
Obi-Wan
Dooku
captured.
said that. Yeah, Dooku said
yeah,
that
but
to
whenever
Obi-Wan.
Palpatine or Dooku are talking to somebody, they're always telling the truth, which is really weird. And then the Jedi are always like, from a certain point of view.
Yeah. That's so fucking interesting. Yeah, no. Well, yeah, no. Also, as far what I didn't understand is that like as far as like the rule of two goes, is that like when in the third movie when Dooku had like Palpatine quote unquote like captured and like that chair or whatever, and like Anakin and Obi-Wan went to
Right.
go and rescue him, it's like why didn't you just kill him right then? Because then you're the new head honcho, and then you can just carry out the rest of Palpatine's plan, and then you can be the emperor. Like I don't know, like that part didn't make sense to me, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
either.
Especially since
That was
he
all part of Palpatine's plan, I guess, or something. But
apparently so, but no, because like Palpatine would even talk about like, yeah, no, like this Anakin guy, like I really like him. I'm gonna try and turn him, make him my new Padawan or apprentice, whatever. It's just like, okay, rule of two, Dooku. You're like, what do you think's gonna happen here? At least you're gonna get fucking
yeah,
killed.
those looks Dooku gives Palpatine when he's like, "Kill him, Anakin,"
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, and he's all like,
and
"You
he's all
son
like,
of a bitch."
"What?"
if I were Dooku, I would have spilled the beans right then and there. Like, he's
Like,
fucking
wait a minute,
Sidious.
Yeah, for
he's
real.
Sidious, and they're all like, "Oh, Clark Kent, Superman!" Like, "Oh, I didn't recognize him with the cowl on."
He took the glasses off, and all
Like,
of a sudden, I connected the dots.
like someone draws a pair of glasses on Superman, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's him!" Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. But no, the second movie, I actually really liked it. I'm gonna be honest. I really, really, really fucking liked it. Aside from like, all the like Naruto, like Shippuden, like, filler shit, uh I really did enjoy it. I thought that, and granted, I watched the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones back to back. So probably what a lot of it comes from is just the massive improvements in the acting and the directing, and like the
Yeah.
CGI, because everything is like 10 times better in comparison to the Phantom Menace. Still not great, but it still is like just a massive improvement in almost every single way.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about a badass, Jango Fett.
Another
he's pretty
wasted
cool.
guy.
Yeah, well, he kind of. I mean, he did a lot in that movie, so I don't know what else they would have done with him. Um, it's just it's like it's like Jango Fett was so cool. I love the colorway of his armor, the blue and silver.
Yeah, did he
Um,
did he have what's it called? Beskar armor? Because that's what it looked like.
no, it's
Yeah.
Mandalorian armor.
Well, yeah, but is it made out of Beskar or is it?
Oh, I see. The metal. Gotcha. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because that's what it looked like, and if that's the case, then Mace Windu should not have been able to fucking cut his head off. That shouldn't
Well,
have worked
there's
out.
Well, maybe
gaps
Mace Windu got it like perfectly aligned,
in
like
between.
in
And,
between the connection of the helmet and the shoulders and stuff.
and that's why he has the
Yeah.
purple lightsaber.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah.
guys were saying that basically Boba Fett's armor is Jango Fett's armor that he repainted, right?
Yeah, they confirmed that in season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Okay, so like in the first episode, when the Oliphant guy is wearing the Boba Fett armor because he's playing sheriff of the town or whatever, and he fought
Yeah.
the
So that's
armor from the Jawas, like he's
that's Boba
deflecting
Fett's.
blaster bullets with the armor.
Yeah,
So
true.
I think that's Beskar. So I would think if
Yeah.
it's Jango Fett's armor just repainted, then yeah, it's Beskar. So or
Yeah.
Bexar or whatever it's called.
Huh, interesting. Good to know.
So
But
Better
also back to the whole like what was the guy's name that started the clone army? I can never remember it.
Dooku or oh no,
the Jedi.
Sifo Dyas.
Yeah, Sifo Dyas. Dude, I wish that they expanded on that so much more, or like they did like a spin-off movie. I know that they went into it in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, like the TV show. But still, like that part was so fascinating. I was like, wait, like what the hell? Like this is like it was
Yeah.
so interesting when they brought that up, and I was like, no, there's a clone army, and it's like perfectly timed, and they're all ready, and they were expecting, Obi-Wan to show up, and it's just like, how did they not like do anything with that? Like that is like such a huge point of the movie, and then
Yeah.
and then just like this war as a whole, and they just kind of don't care. They're just like, okay, cool, like guess we got an army now. Like, like what the fuck? Nobody thought to look into that further.
Yeah.
Truth.
The movie kind of feels like two different movies. Like one's like a 1940s detective movie where
Yes.
they even go to the diner and stuff with the dude like with the greasy apron and like, hey, you want a cup of Joe?
You want
He
some
looked
death
like,
sticks?
So it's like this detective story, and he's following the clues, and he gets to the island, and like that's one of the clues, like who's Master Sifo Dyas, and then they're like, oh, here's like a million clones. Now it's a different movie. Like
Yeah.
it kind of that's where the mystery stopped, and they didn't really resolve it per se. Like maybe Count Dooku kind of explained some of it, and then it kind of turns into this whole different story about, oh, there's a Darth Lord of the Sith, and like we got to use this clone army to beat the droid army, and yeah, it got weird.
They just ruined
kind
it.
of flipped because it was just totally like this film noir, like detective story in space. And then,
Well, I feel like it would have been
it just stops.
It would have been better if Obi-Wan didn't get captured and like he kind of just like kept sneaking around, and then like he just kind of like overheard like the Sith talking about like, yeah, no, and like Sifo Dyas and Tyrannus, like they set up that clone army, like, and then like
Yeah.
Obi-Wan knows about it, then like they killed Obi-Wan off or something, so then like the full truth never got back to the Jedi.
Yeah.
Which obviously you can't do because he has to be around for the original trilogy, but maybe if they just sent somebody else.
So do you guys want to hear my interpretation of Palpatine's master plan?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so Palpatine's playing both sides, right? Like he's Sidious and he's running the droid army, and then he's Palpatine and he's running the clone army. But the
Mhm.
whole point was like to build these two armies, the droids and the clones, and they're both super expensive. So he's like draining all the wealth from all these corporations and stuff and from the Republic. And he's building like these two armies, but they're not like armies. Like he doesn't go to a planet and say, I need 1 million soldiers. We're taking all the able-bodied men, because that just creates like insurgent terrorists and stuff. Like if you send off all of the young men to die, then you have like a whole bunch of people pissed off at you because all their sons and brothers got killed and everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But he's also like, and this is why like the prequels are all shiny and clean and pretty, and like the original trilogy is like all dirty and grungy. Like Palpatine is like draining the middle class and the upper class of the galaxy into building like these two armies. And he tricked like all the corporations, like the Techno Union, all that stuff, to build the droid army to fight the Empire or the Republic. So he's wiping out like all the money in the galaxy that isn't like under his control. And also he's killing the Jedi, and he's like destroying all these planetary defenses and like shipyards and stuff on all these like planets that could rise up against him. And then he kills off like all the billionaires in the galaxy. So basically, like he's got Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and all these guys on Mustafar, and has like Darth Vader kill them all after he got them to spend all their money on these droids. But he's like minimizing civilian casualties, so like the public doesn't hate him. But I think they killed Master Sifo-Dyas because maybe he caught on to something, and they send Count Dooku in there to order all the clones and stuff. So this is like a 10-year plan or longer, all coming together to basically wipe out the Jedi and wipe out all the money in the universe or the galaxy, so that everyone has to depend on the Empire to survive. So if like you're not working for the government, then you don't have any power, kind of thing. I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
Dude, dude, when you break it down that way, these movies are so much better.
Because clones are super expensive and droids are super expensive, and they're like fighting this proxy war, but they're both being controlled by the same guy. So he's basically just draining everybody's money and blowing everything up so
Dude,
that he can controls production and capital, and it's a pretty good plan.
and he convinces the Senate to give him like a special powers, so he can outlive his
Right.
term.
And he's using like the dark powers of the Sith to like brainwash most of the Senate, like maybe one at a time. Like let's have a meeting, and then like totally like scrambles their brains into thinking that he is like they need to do whatever he says. Because Dooku says like hundreds of senators have been like corrupted by the Emperor or whatever, Sith Lord.
Nothing like name dropping yourself.
Yeah.
See, now
I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting.
dude, if they wanted to make like a quote unquote like political, like movie like they tried to do, what they should have done is they should have just followed Palpatine around the whole time, and just had it all been from his perspective.
Right. Like forget about Anakin. Like he can be in the peripheral, but make it all about Palpatine's story.
Yeah.
Kind of like Luke Skywalker in the original trilogy. Like just kind of follow him around while
Oh,
he's basically
dude.
just taking over everything. That'd be so cool.
Oh, that is so fucking cool. I never even like realized any of that or like connected all of those dots.
And you could have like Mrs. Doubtfire moments, like where he has to be Palpatine for something and Sidious for something. So he's got to run over and like put the robes on and stuff, and like execute Order 66. And then they're like, someone's knocking on his door, and like got to throw the robe off and put like his thing on, and like run over and like, hello and welcome and have some wine. And, yeah. That would be pretty funny if he's going back and forth and it has to like have these different conversations with different people at the same time. And I don't know. That would have been a fun movie, I think.
Dude, that would, well, and then also you could incorporate like classic Star Wars humor that way too, with like the Mrs. Doubtfire, like type scenes and shit.
Yeah, and he's got some protocol droid that's kind of going like a tennis match, like moving his head back and forth. Like, is no one else picking up on this? Like, should I say something?
Oh my god, dude, that would be so much better if they had just done that rather than like having to tell the Skywalker origin story.
Yeah,
Oh, that is so funny. Of course, that everybody would be pissed off, like, yeah, they really should have expanded on Anakin, but when they did that, then we just wind up with these shit show of a movies, like.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Good God, the love story between Padme and Anakin is so bad. I
Yeah,
think that's what
It's
really
not as bad as I
kills
remember,
the
though,
movie.
rewatching it.
Oh,
It was
God,
like,
I think it's worse.
I don't know, compared to like the whole Rey and Kylo kiss, like, where
Yeah.
did that come from?
Oh, yeah, incest kiss.
And their
Yeah.
cousins, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Cousins through mid-chlorians.
Yeah,
Because
seriously.
they're all Skywalkers and Palpatines. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Anyway.
like, I honestly didn't hate the love story. I really didn't.
Oh my God,
I
you guys are crazy.
did I like it? Did I think it was great? No, but it's kind of like a sideline, like B story for like setting up like what has to happen. Like it kind of had to be there in a sense.
Right, because he has to have sex with her to make the babies at some point.
Yeah.
Or does he? He could just shove
Unless
a bunch of
Palpatine
mid-chlorians up her.
Yeah, unless Palpatine teaches him how to do that.
So yeah.
Like the ultimate insult, like, I can just use my powers to make a baby.
Not just any powers, Greg. Unlimited power.
You can keep swiping left on me. I'm just going to use these midichlorians to make my babies.
When did Palpatine become a fucking like neckbeard that lives in his mom's basement?
Exactly.
As soon as George Lucas wrote him.
Also, George Lucas looks like a 90% of his fan base. I just want to point that out too.
True.
He looks like such a fucking Gomer. You're like you see him and you go, "This is the guy that created Star Wars."
Yeah. That's so
Looks like he looks like he's in Home Improvement cosplay.
I'm Owl. That's hilarious.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh
What's
my
that guy's
God.
name? Al Borland or Al something?
Tim Allen?
No, his sidekick in the flannel with the beard.
Oh, yeah. I think it's Al, right?
Yeah.
Or
He
something.
hosted like Family Feud or something for a while.
Let's find out. I'm looking up Home Improvement right now.
It's like Al Borland or
Yeah, that's
something
literally
like
his
that.
name, Al Borland.
Yeah, that guy was awesome. He's like the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Like Tim's like, I'm gonna blow this up, and he's like, hold on a second.
Hold on.
Maybe we should like.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Greg again?
Yeah, Greg, did you
No,
die?
I'm here.
Oh,
he's
okay.
still here?
You just stopped talking suddenly.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Well, you said hold on, so I stopped talking. So.
Oh. Fuck you, Danny.
I said hold on? For what? Oh, because
Yeah.
I was looking it up.
Oh,
I told you to hold on like a long time ago, not while you were telling your story.
I don't know. It's Discord lag.
Maybe.
So another thing with the whole Palpatine Anakin thing is like, I think Palpatine was influencing Anakin for 13 years.
Oh, yeah.
Because at the end of the first movie, he says, I'll be watching your career with great attention or whatever. And then when they're talking in episode 2, when Anakin's getting sent to guard Padme on Naboo, he's like, that's so great. You got your first assignment. He's like, if it wasn't for your guidance, so clearly Palpatine's been like teaching him stuff.
Yeah.
And kind of warping his worldview a little bit.
And also, Obi-Wan mentions that like his close relationship with the
like they spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, he's like it's not good. Like you should be careful. He's a politician. You shouldn't trust him.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
But we talked about this last time about like how long were they on the Millennium Falcon between like Hoth and Bespin.
Yeah.
Like I'm kind of curious to see how long Anakin and Padme were on Naboo
Yeah, seriously.
before they went to Tatooine and Genosha, because I think it's another Stockholm syndrome kind of deal
Oh yeah, easily.
that we were talking about, where he's got her imprisoned and he's using the Force because he doesn't know he's using the dark side, but he's using the dark side all the time. And yeah.
Not to mention, Anakin doesn't seem like a very friendly person either.
No.
He's always like fucking self-loathing and like just never happy.
He's like my dad from the fucking 80s when all he listened
I
to
mean,
was Depeche
well,
Mode and The Cure. Like,
I feel like
Why doesn't anybody like me?
Anakin's so stubborn. When Padme finally admits that she loves him, he goes on a tirade rant about, "Oh, I thought we weren't supposed to love each other."
Yeah.
Like
And she's like, "We're
that.
gonna die, you dummy."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so fucking funny.
But I will say, Carrie Fisher in Empire, if you look at her, because she's wearing like the sexy like no underwear outfit in the first movie,
Yeah.
and then she's got like the slave Leia costume in the third movie. But in the second one, she's wearing really conservative clothes, like lots of layers, lots of like coats and stuff. And like Han's still like hitting her up and stuff. But then you fast forward to like episode 2, and Padme's like half naked on Naboo. There's like 3 or 4 outfits she's wearing. They're like, damn, like what are you doing? Like you're telling this guy you can't be together, but you're like your back's all exposed and your boobs are pushed up, and yeah,
She's
she's wearing
using
like
the
a leather
dark side.
corset.
Wow,
Yeah.
way to let your misogyny show, Greg.
Hey, Greg, you're a sexist pig. I hope you know that.
Wow,
No, I'm just saying,
Greg.
like she's giving mixed signals, and I know, like,
Female is power.
did you see what
Greg.
she was wearing? She deserved it. Like that's not really what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying,
No.
like
How
Han and
dare you.
Leia, like she was totally not like she was not showing off, and like he still loved her. But Padme's like, hey, check out my little bikini thing I'm wearing, my see-through dress, but don't kiss me. But first kiss me because I really like to. But then don't kiss me because we're not supposed to.
Well, I
It's
think
like the "Baby It's Cold Outside" song.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe
what it
just a half a drink more, Like- and then they fuck. Like,
Pretty much.
I think what it really comes down to is Anakin has autism.
There you go.
And he doesn't know how to,
Vaccinated.
and he doesn't know how to handle when a girl's into him.
Yeah,
oh
that's
my
true.
god. Oh my fucking god. Oh, another thing that I wanted to bring up about episode 2 that I felt was like really fucking shoehorned in was around like the 2 hour mark. Like the head Geonosian guy had like the Death Star plans and called them the
Yeah.
ultimate weapon, and he's like, oh, like we need to escape with these, they can't know about this. And it's just like, wait, like what? Like,
Yeah.
why was the no? Why did you have them in the first place? And then
Well, I thought Jyn Erso's dad was the one that created the Death Star plans.
I know, right?
yeah,
So
which is what I was
what
gonna
happened
say.
there?
I guess George Lucas could say like the Genosians designed it, and then Urso just designed the weapon system or something. But
I
But
guess
they
so.
called it
Yeah.
the ultimate weapon, so
Ultimate
they already
weapon,
knew what it was
yeah.
gonna do.
I know, and if you look at the plans, like it totally has like the turbo laser, like
Yeah.
it shows the inside and like has the whole apparatus and everything. And it's like, yeah, that was kind of weird. Like I thought we covered this in Rogue One, and why is it retcon
Yeah.
in that movie?
Yeah, and then
Like they should have had some Genosians in Rogue One with like the team of scientists, like they were working on it together.
yeah, and it wasn't battle
Like how
droids
hard
that
would that
came
been to
in.
be?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it wasn't fucking battle droids, and like Dooku that came and fucking grabbed Jyn Erso's dad. It was fucking stormtroopers. It was Death Troopers or those black
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah,
So it's
Death
just like, okay,
Troopers.
so clearly this wasn't started until further on, but whatever.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess in a way they really don't mention the prequels that much in the sequel trilogy anyways. I think like once or twice, right?
They probably mentioned like
Maybe?
the Clone Wars or
They
something.
mention it. They mention it in the Force Awakens. I don't remember
I've only
what
seen
they
Rise of
mentioned.
Skywalker once, and
Yeah,
like
I kind of want to keep
Last
it
Jedi
that way.
twice, I think.
I don't know if I'm going to rewatch the Rise of Skywalker for the talks. To be honest with you.
Danny, no, you have to, because it's gonna be so funny to listen to you shit on it the whole time.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
don't have to
strap you to a
rewatch it.
chair and put toothpicks to hold your eyelids up, and we're gonna watch it together.
Oh no, yeah, because yeah, okay, yeah, we'll try to hang out again, and then the past is just going to be
And you'll
even
be just
worse.
screaming the whole time. No, turn it off!
No,
Turn it off!
Don't
Sit
make
there.
me!
Turn it
not
off!
not the bees, not the bees.
That's fucking amazing. Yeah, did you is that it? Is that it for episode 2?
Let's see.
Yeah. Oh no, let's actually talk about the clone army.
Okay.
They're actually pretty cool.
Dude, yeah, no, they're fucking badass, and I love the
I
dropships.
I do too. The dropships are sick.
Like, dude, I had a Lego one, and I also had one for like all my action figures when I was a kid, and I played with that thing every single fucking day. It was so cool,
Nice.
and like you could there's like a button on top. There's like a little like carrying handle. You could press it, like the doors would like shoot out open. You know, there's like another button. It would like shoot like two like little like like plastic torpedoes and shit. It was so rad.
That's badass.
Yeah, no, I miss that thing. I miss all of my action figures. I wish I didn't let my mom throw them out when I was in like 8th grade or freshman year.
Same.
Yeah, when we moved, like when I was 12, my box of Star Wars toys went missing. I don't know what happened to it.
Oh, are you
My mom probably
serious?
gave it away.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's 100% what happened. Oh, that's the first one for the podcast, Dylan.
What is?
What?
100%.
Ah, damn it.
It's all right.
What happened?
Oh, so when I re-listened to the first episode, I was like, Jesus Christ, I say 100% so much. I was like,
Oh.
if it was a drinking game, people would be dead.
I'm drinking right now, so.
You drinking? What?
Greg, that's not
Yeah, last
very
episode I
godlike
drove
of
somewhere
you.
to get phone reception, but today I'm like at home just drinking rum and root beer. So
Because there's not 27 people in your house anymore.
yeah,
I don't know if there was the first time we recorded. I can't remember, but
I don't remember. We were having internet problems though, so I just
yep,
went
fucking
to.
internet.
This is only the second time we recorded with Greg, so it was
Yeah.
it was the first time. Also, thank you for doing that. I forgot to mention that. Thank you for fucking driving out so you could get internet to do the podcast.
I'll need to drive to use the internet.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I didn't kill my battery in my truck or something. Like sitting in a park for like 2 hours. So.
Oh, what just happened? Oh, okay. My computer
Whoa.
Whoa! My computer just said fuck work for a second. Didn't stop recording. Okay, good. It didn't stop recording. Thank God. I was gonna be so pissed.
But if you watch the romance, because I used to hate this part, like Danny does, so bad. But I was rewatching it, and like, she doesn't really rebuff him that much, to be honest.
No, she doesn't.
When I was younger, when the whole like stadium thing happened, she's like, "I truly, madly love you," whatever. You're like, "What? Where did that come from?" But if you watch like the interactions, like they kiss and she's into it, and it's really long, and then she's like, "We shouldn't. I'm a senator. You're a Jedi." And then like they're rolling around in the grass, laughing and hugging each other, and then they're like having like fireside chats and lingerie. Anyway, it doesn't. It felt more like when she says like, "Oh, he's not a Jedi. He's just a Padawan learner," and he's like, "Wait a minute, princess."
Wait a minute.
True.
That was so funny. But I thought their relationship was more like that when she's like totally talking down to him. But when they're together at the lake house or whatever, like there's more. It seems more believable that they're falling in love, but they feel like they can't.
Yeah.
Because it's like forbidden.
Yeah,
True. Okay, so
that's what I liked about it. But sorry, go on, Danny.
Oh no, let me rephrase what I said earlier. It's not so much the storyline of the love plot that I hate. It's more of the acting from both of them that I hate.
True.
Because
I told the CGI pair across the table.
Yeah.
over
And then she
there.
takes a
just
bite that looks like
that.
such
Well,
dog shit.
just
Yeah,
that. And
that's terrible.
Hayden Christensen, man, I don't know if like anybody told him how to act, but like
I don't think so.
his line delivery is so fucking bad.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
Most people's line delivery in these movies are pretty dog shit. That's what really kills it for me. Except for Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor
Well,
did a fucking fantastic job.
and I
Yeah.
think that did George Lucas direct all three of the prequels, or did he just do the first
I
one?
think so.
I think he did
So
all
then
three.
that's probably why, because from what I've heard, George Lucas is really bad as a director. Like he's not good at giving people direction.
Yeah. Which is,
Like
yeah.
like what was it? Someone was talking about, I think it was Luke or not Luke, Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford. They were questioning how to pronounce like a planet name because someone said it this way, and then someone else was saying it another way, and they were like, "Well, which one is it, George? Which one do we say?" And George is kind of like, "Oh, say whatever you want."
Yeah, it was for, that was for,
He was very hands
Tatooine.
off.
It was for what? Oh, tattoo. Yeah. That's
Be-
right. That's right.
Because they say Tatooine and then they also say Tatooine, you know? They say it in
Yeah.
different ways multiple times throughout the fucking movies.
Right.
It's weird. Yeah, no. Also, if you ever listen to like interviews with like actors or whatever, you know, like after like a good movie comes out, you know, they're just like, oh, like you were so good, you know, like how did you deliver like such an amazing performance? You know, like sometimes like they'll be like honest, you know, and they'll just be like the director was good, you know, like
Yeah.
they'll talk about like yeah no like if there's a bad director, you know, then I'm gonna look like a shitty actor because I'm not being directed well enough, you know. But if there's a good
Mhm.
director and they're able to tell me what it is that they actually need, then I'm going to look like an amazing actor, you know? So a lot of it actually probably does come down to George Lucas in the end in regards to that shit.
Yeah, well, and like, who was it? Someone else was asking, like, "Hey, how do you want my character to be?" And George Lucas was just like, "Just be angry." And it's just like
Just
that
figure it
doesn't
out.
really help.
It's in the
Yeah.
script.
I don't
He's like,
know.
"I don't know, just make me money."
I don't know. Just feel it out. No. Just do what you want. You look great, sweetie. It's fucking hilarious. But yeah.
I
True.
really like the Jedi Starfighter too.
Bro, that's one of the coolest
Yeah, those
fucking
were cool.
starships. Oh my god.
And how
Those
it has like the base with like the hyperspace engine that it just plugs into and it can like travel across the galaxy and then just kind of unhooks from the dock and like goes and be badass. It's so
dude,
Yeah.
cool.
that like the Jedi starfighters are the coolest ships, you know, in like the whole Star Wars universe. I fucking love those
Yeah.
things.
They are cool.
They're so
Very,
rad.
very cool.
Very cool.
Very
Very
cool. Hey, Danny.
So what do you guys think of Revenge of the Sith?
I loved it.
It's okay. When I first saw it in theaters back in 2005, I hated it. But when I rewatched it last year, I was like, "This is on par with fucking all the other good Star Wars movies." To be honest,
Yep.
minus the beginning and the very, very end.
I liked the beginning.
Okay, so when I say the beginning, I'm not talking about the big space battle. I mean like afterwards, when it's like more of the fucking the love plot between Anakin and Padme.
Okay, fair enough.
Padme is pretty useless in the third movie.
Yes. Oh my God, and her acting.
She doesn't do
Natalie,
anything.
Well, dude, her acting gets worse each movie too.
Yeah. She's like, Annie, what are you doing?
I know, it's like, why are you still calling him Annie?
Yeah.
It's not 9 anymore.
I'm a man. I'm a man now. I'm a man.
I've stabbed you multiple times. If you know what I'm saying, I'm a man.
Don't call me Annie. Anakin just
Don't
carries
call me.
a.
Don't
Go
call
on.
me Annie and quit forgetting that I hate sand. It's coarse.
It's rough, and it's
Irritating.
coarse, and it gets everywhere.
I hate it.
Nah, Anakin carries around small dick energy whenever he's interacting with Padme. Like,
Yeah, pretty much.
But no, I loved the first act. I thought the second act was great, and then the third act was like probably the best third act of all the Star Wars movies.
It's
Love
up
it.
there for
Agreed.
sure.
Like
It's up there.
I fucking loved it so much. It was such a good conclusion. And then also, again, like I watched like all three of these movies back to back to back pretty much. Actually, that's a lie. I watched episode 3 like the following day. But again, massive improvements in like every single area with the acting
Oh
and the
yeah.
CGI, and like the line delivery and the editing. Like everything was just way, way, way better.
True. For the most part. Some of the, again, there's parts where the CGI, and it's okay, maybe not the CGI. I guess it's more of the green screen background. Some of it's pretty bad looking in that one.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why can't you just use actual sets? Like, please, like it can't be that hard to make.
Yeah, no. I feel like it'd be easier just to go and shoot on location than it would be to just like CGI everything. Like I would think that that'd be more
Yeah.
Yeah.
expensive. I don't actually know, but I would assume.
Yeah, but
It's
again,
like
at the same
when you
time,
watch
it's
like Disaster Artist about the room. Like, why don't you just go shoot in the alley? Why do you have to build an alley set?
Yeah.
true.
It
And then
feels like that with a lot of the factories and stuff. And it's like, Lucas, you have billions of dollars. You can do this practically. And he's like, no, I want to develop this digital technology.
yeah, seriously.
And it's like,
Well,
it's cool. You're like groundbreaking, but it looks like a video game in
yeah,
some of the
seriously.
scenes. So
And also
Well,
it just
yeah,
looks better and it feels more realistic if you shoot on scene.
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Like Ray Park, the guy that plays Darth Maul, he's like a martial artist. And
Yeah.
so he looks really good when he's doing like the flips and stuff. But then like they got Christopher Lee, who's like 80 years old and probably can't walk. And they have him doing like these weird CGI flips like down like several stories of landings or whatever. And yeah, it's a little rough. Like
Yeah.
the Jedi speed trick in the first one,
Oh,
like when they start
yeah.
running down the
Super
like, what?
fast. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that is
Oh,
fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
at least they only made up one force power, not like 30 of them, like in the Rise of
Yeah, that's true.
Skywalker.
What should they make up?
Oh God, every fucking Jedi power that Rey uses in the Rise of Skywalker is like
Oh,
brand new.
oh yeah, no. I meant like in the
Oh, in the
Oh,
Phantom Menace at the very
when they start
beginning,
running really
they
fast,
start
like super
running really
jumping.
fast. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. That's fucking lame.
And then they never use it again. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
It's just like, huh.
It's one of those powers that can only use every 3 days or something, I guess.
Gotta
Actually,
recharge.
Like in Dungeons and Dragons, like it has a 3-day refresh rate.
yeah, so it has a cooldown.
Yeah.
Also they actually made up 2 force powers. I forgot about this because this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about. Like towards the very very end of the fucking third movie, Yoda mentions to Obi-Wan that he spoke to Qui-Gon and that he wanted Obi-Wan to learn how to obtain immortality in the way that Qui-Gon did. So, like, how the fuck was Luke just able to speak to Obi-Wan and see Anakin and talk to Yoda, like when they were dead or whatever? Because that's what Yoda was referring to with the immortality, that, Qui-Gon came back to Yoda as a ghost or in
So
spirit form.
I'm really glad you brought this up because I want to talk about Force Ghosts. So not every Jedi can become a Force Ghost. Like it's something like Qui-Gon figured out, and he taught Yoda. And there's a scene like in the Phantom Menace when they're like in the Jedi Council, and he's like, Yoda, I gotta talk to you about this new power I discovered or something.
Yeah.
So Qui-Gon teaches Yoda, and then Yoda teaches Obi-Wan when Yoda's on Dagobah and Obi-Wan's on Tatooine, like in between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And then Obi-Wan teaches Luke as a Force ghost, and probably Yoda did too.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's only like 4 or 5 Jedi that can do it, and that's why you don't have everyone come back as a Force ghost.
Okay.
Because there's an episode of Clone Wars where Qui-Gon goes to this planet where there's these 2 Force people or something, and they teach him it. But if you're watching Attack of the Clones, when Anakin's about to kill all the Sand people, and Yoda is like, "Oh no, I feel a disturbance in the Force, and you hear Qui-Gon go, Anakin, no!
Yeah.
And then I think Qui-Gon talks to Yoda again in Revenge of the Sith. I think, maybe. So in the Return of the Jedi, Anakin should not be a Force ghost because nobody taught him how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't have popped up at the end at the bonfire or whatever. Like it should have just been Yoda, Obi-Wan, and maybe Qui-Gon.
Or maybe it's one of the dark Sith powers that he learned from Sidious.
Ooh, maybe. Maybe they learned like a Sith version and he just kind
Yeah.
of converted it.
His
But
ghost
that's why
instead of
like
being blue is
Obi-Wan
red.
like vanishes when he dies, and I bet if you watch like Phantom Menace, maybe Qui-Gon. No, they burn his body.
Yeah, they burn his body at the very end.
Never mind. Yeah.
So
So
weird.
yeah, it's a weird thing. Because you see Yoda's Force Ghost like in the sequel movies, and then Luke shows up in 9.
Dude, fuck that fucking Yoda Force Ghost.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, no,
Fuck that
the
fucking
Force
Yoda
Ghost
Force
comes
Ghost.
back and interacts with the real world. Like,
Yeah,
And
it's
he's
like
like-
Obi-Wan couldn't do that.
And
What?
he's like cuckoo crazy Yoda, how he was acting when you first met Luke in Empire. It's like, what's going on?
Remember Crazy Yoda?
Yeah. Let's burn the Jedi tree with all the books inside of it.
But spoiler alert, they were on the Falcon the whole time. Because Ray took them. Ray took them all and put them in a
Yeah.
drawer on the Falcon or whatever. So or the X-wing
then-
or
And then the books were useless.
yeah.
so
I've done everything I can from the books, and he's still not working as a Jedi. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck those movies.
Ray sucks.
Oh, Ray doesn't suck. She was just written shitty.
Yeah. Which is why Ray sucks. But no, I don't know. I really liked the movie. There are just a couple of, like issues that I took with it, honestly.
Yeah, it gets really good when Order 66 gets executed. Just watching the clones like, yeah, time to fucking kill the Jedi, and the Jedi are like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, seriously. That actually was a really good scene. And it held like emotional weight too.
Yeah, it did. Anakin marching with them up the Jedi Temple and shit, killing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing that
And
I
then they-
wish is that they showed like more, like I wish that like they had developed like other Jedi like as characters more, than like they showed
Right.
them
Yeah, they
dying.
really didn't do a good job with that.
Yeah, because instead it was just like, oh, Kiadi-Mundi, who had like 3 lines and like the whole freaking
Yeah.
trilogy or whatever, and it's just like, well, I kind of don't care about him. Then it was random blue chick with the hair, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Kit Fisto too. That guy's a badass in the Clone Wars cartoon, and
Yeah,
he's nothing in these movies.
yeah. We'll say
That's
with
why
all
the Clone Wars cartoon's great because you get to watch all these characters like do stuff, and they have
Yeah.
like apprentices and Padawans and characters and voices and
yeah. Oh
In
wait,
the movie, they're just
speaking of that, remember the force power thing of how they run super fast? Mace Windu uses that in the animated show.
ooh.
oh, nice.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
There we go.
I think he uses it in the Battlefront 2 video game too. I could
Oh,
be wrong.
really?
Oh yeah, all the Jedi have like a Force dash or whatever it's called.
That game was so good.
Yeah, yeah.
The original two, original two are fantastic.
Yeah.
The new
'Cause
ones,
you could like
there's-
earn points to play as like Luke or Windu or something.
yeah.
That shit was so good.
And then the reboot, the first one was terrible. The second one was bad at first, but it's actually a solid game now, but nobody plays it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's why I bought a PS4 because I was like, "Oh, a new Battlefront game is gonna be so amazing." So I bought a PS4, like the Battlefront edition, and then I was playing it. I was like, "Wait, what?"
This isn't Battlefront.
Yeah,
I'm
like
just
I want to
playing
pick one of 6 characters and go like fight in a battle. Like I don't want to have to develop all these unlocks and like
Yeah.
download content. What do you call it?
DLC.
You have to pay
DLC?
for it.
Yeah,
DLC, yeah.
And
I don't want
loot
fucking pay to
boxes.
like unlock planets and shit. Like I bought the goddamn game. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I paid $60
for
and
it.
there's only $30 of content on this fucking game.
Yeah. Give
Sometimes
us
it's
another
less.
$50.
Oh yeah, way less. Like we were talking about with Destiny, the first one.
Yeah.
$60 for a $20 DLC.
Well, I was
Yeah.
so excited for that game too, and then I played it and it was like, wait, I have to do the same mission like 800 times
Yeah.
so I can buy one piece of faction armor from like one faction, and there's like 8 factions, and each time I do a mission, I hurt the other factions, and yeah, it was just like,
Yep. And they made it even worse in the second one when it first came out.
Yeah, I know. They promised that they were like gonna fix all the issues, you know, like everybody had with it. They're like, there's gonna be an actual story, you know, like it's there's not gonna be like all these things, and they still like just were like, yeah, well, there's sort of a story. It's more of a story than the previous one, like, but fuck
Yeah,
you, we already
true.
have your cash, and now we're gonna make it free to play. So suck my dick again,
Hmm.
Bungie. What have you done?
It's all
But
right. They're on their own again.
yeah,
so I
also
know we've been shit talking George Lucas a lot, but I've been kind of digging deep into like some of his motivations and whatnot.
yeah.
And there's like YouTube videos out there where they'll play a scene from another movie, and there's like hundreds and hundreds of these things where he's basically like he watches something from like the 40s or the 60s or whatever, and then he recreates it in the Star Wars movies. And there's just like hundreds and hundreds of these like, so he's kind of copying everything, but at the same time it's like an homage, and then like it's like a collage of like all these things from all these different serials that he used to watch as a kid, and like the Kurosawa movies, like The Hidden Fortress, and like that Metropolis movie from like 1910 or whatever.
Yeah.
Like all these different films, even like Frankenstein and stuff. And you see that a lot, like at the end of Revenge of the Sith. He basically just takes all these ideas, and it's like almost shot for shot, camera angle for camera angle. Like he's some kind of crazy autistic, like photographic memory guy who saw something on TV once. And he's like, I want to recreate this. It was really creepy, like all the sunrise scenes and like the pod race arena and like all this crazy stuff from like these like Roman, like Ben-Hur, like the pod race is basically Ben-Hur chariot race. And even like the angles and like the turns they make and stuff are like right out of these movies.
Really?
So it's kind of like an Andy Warhol thing where he's like painting like the Campbell soup cans or like Marilyn Monroe. But he's making something new out of it.
Okay.
So he's kind of this weird autistic genius, like idiot savant, I guess, of like filmmaking. Like he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's doing
No,
it.
he doesn't.
And you can tell the difference between the first 6 movies and 7, 8, and 9. Like that's kind of gone.
Yeah. Well, and oh, sorry, don't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's okay. I was kind of wrapping up. So.
And then the Mandalorian follows that same theme. Jon Favreau really makes it look like old, like samurai movies and like old westerns and stuff.
Because like Hidden Fortress is like basically A New Hope, where there's like they have to get this princess out of this place and like across enemy lines to like get this information to these people. It's like this Japanese black and white film.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, some of these shots. Like I forget, I'll try to find the YouTube video, but there's just, like I said, just hundreds and hundreds of shots from these other movies. And it's like he couldn't have possibly found all of these when he was making these movies, like in the 70s and 80s. And then he recycles a lot of the same themes, like it's a trap, and I got a bad feeling about this. But like all these dreams Anakin's having about his mom dying, and then he's having these dreams about Padme dying. And that's kind of like part of the whole turn of the dark side, because he's like, I didn't do enough to save my mom, so I'm going to really go out to save my wife. But he fails miserably. I don't know. There's just a lot of weird parallels between all the movies. Like, I mean, I complained about like recycling Death Stars and stuff, but there's just a lot of repetition in the films, in the first 6 films.
Yeah.
Like, join me and we'll overthrow this guy and we'll rule the galaxy. Like that's said like 5 times.
Yeah.
but just these
that's a
themes. It's almost like a poetry reading, like if you listen to like all the verses of the Star Spangled Banner, like there's kind of a theme, but it just keeps going and going, but kind of repetitive, or like Amazing Grace or whatever, like all these old songs with like 10 verses.
Yeah.
Um, so the movies kind of feel like that. Like there's a lot of parallels, and so anyway, I know we've been shitting on Lucas a lot, but I just wanted to say that there
no.
is
Well, I
kind of a
mean,
weird mad genius to all of it.
oh yeah, he is. He created Star Wars. He'll forever be
Yeah,
the guy. And it's like
right,
we're not like completely shitting on him. It's just
right, right, right.
yeah.
While trying to find the video, because it was like, holy crap! Like I didn't even think that he pulled this from something. And like I said, it's like this weird photographic memory. Like I watched this movie as a kid, and I really liked how this boat banked at this certain point. So I'm going to totally recreate that with a spaceship
Mm-hmm.
or something. It's
That's
just
really
really weird.
yeah, no.
And
Like
he admits to it. So he's not like trying to pretend like, oh, I came up with all this on my own. I'm so smart. He'll totally talk about like, oh yeah, I borrowed this from this movie, and I saw this, and I put this in, and I really wanted to recreate this, and I borrowed from Frankenstein for this, and I. So he's not like trying to say like, oh, I came up with all this. I'm Bill Gates. I'm the smartest man alive.
Yeah.
Um, he gives credit where credit's due. It's interesting
yeah.
how he put it all together. So it's kind of this weird, and people talk about like Joseph Campbell and like the hero's journey and all that stuff, and Greek myth and like the Bible and all this stuff that he's pulling things from. But it's pretty cool
Yeah, no.
how you put it all together to make a story.
Yeah, no, dude. Two things. Also, the rolling text, that like kind of like gives you like a little bit of like context,
Yeah,
like what's happening. He took that from like some like World War I movie or whatever. Because
Hmm.
that was like in the beginning of like one of the films where it was just like rolling away like into the sky. So yeah, no, I freaking love that. And then also, you mentioned the parallels between Anakin's mom and Padme. I loved that so much because it drew a very clear line, and it made it very obvious of like, oh, he's about to like completely turn away from the light side to the dark side, like he's been
yeah.
promised these powers, now he's seeing these visions, or he's seeing these
Because
visions and
Obi-Wan
then
and
he's promised
Yoda
these
and the Jedi are
powers.
like, you gotta like let your friends die. That's just natural course. Blah blah blah. And he's like, no, this sucks.
Yeah, no, seriously. Well, also, what the fuck did they expect? They're like, oh, like he's in the prophecy, like he's gonna return balance to the Force, like all that shit. And it's just like, well, what did you expect was gonna happen if you just let his fucking slave mom just go and rot and fucking die? Like
Right.
what? Like, yeah, I'd be pretty pissed off at the Jedi too, and I think I'd turn against them just for that alone. Like nothing else even
Like
added
shame on
in.
Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because like
seriously.
episode 2, he's like, oh, you having another dream about your mom dying? And he's like, yeah.
Well, that sucks, kiddo. Let's we got some shit to do, so let's just go over here.
Like, how about we fucking go to Tatooine and check on her, Like,
Yeah.
how hard would that have been? Like, no, you can't do it. You gotta give it up. And he swore an oath. And yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, like that's my mom. Like I don't give a fuck what's going on. You can't brainwash me enough to just be like, "Well, sorry,
Yeah.
mom."
Like, it's affecting my work. Maybe we should just go check on her. And then I'll be like, okay, cool. It's only dreams. And
Yeah.
I can move on with my life. Yeah.
Yeah, and like about being like on the light side is like having like inner peace and shit, and it's like clearly he's having some issues, so let's return that inner fucking peace so that he can keep being a Jedi, But whatever.
Right.
I really, yeah, no, but I honestly think that Anakin is 100% right. That like the Jedi, from a certain point of view, the Jedi are evil.
Yeah.
Like he's spot on with that. Like the Jedi are so fucking evil. Like they just straight up left his mom on Tatooine and they kidnap all these kids. And they just
Yeah.
indoctrinate them into this religious like cult, and they say like, "Oh, we're about this," but they're not at all, Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
so yeah, I
Like
mean,
when
like,
they find Anakin, they're like, oh, this kid's the most powerful being we have ever encountered, and his midichlorians are off the chart. And maybe he's the chosen one, but we're not going to train him. What could
yeah,
go
Yeah.
wrong? That you have a super powerful force user, like, we're not going to teach him our ways.
yeah, they like leave
And
him on
they're,
the outskirts. And they don't like clue him into anything.
yeah. So when he's whining about like being a Jedi Master and stuff in Revenge of the Sith, I guess in the novelization, I don't think I finished it, but they were talking about like how he thinks the Jedi know how to save Padme because it's kind of like Harry Potter, where there's like a restricted area of the library that like only masters can go to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he thinks there's like some knowledge they have that could help him save his wife, and that's why he wants to be a master so bad, because she's about to give birth, and he knows that she dies after she gives birth, and so he's like trying to get to that, and they're like, "Oh, you need to wait, have patience, and death happens.
Dude, if
Don't mourn your loved ones that died," kind of thing.
all they would have
Yeah,
had to
it's kind
do
of
is
messed
make
up.
that movie 10 minutes longer and give context to all of that, and that
Yeah,
would have made so much more sense. Like
yeah,
and then also it would have made it, like that much clearer, for his reasoning for turning to the dark side because, Sidious is just like, "Hey, like I'll fucking teach you. Fuck those
like I have
Jedi."
the answers.
Yeah, seriously. It's like when you show up to class and you haven't done your homework, and like the kid next to you, the smart kid is like, "No, I'm not gonna give them to you," but the kid across the table is just like, "I got you, chief." It's just like, well, yeah, like,
Yeah, like
what
I
do you
made an extra copy in a different set of handwriting.
yeah,
You want it?
exactly.
Like,
Seriously.
all right.
It's like, cool, pass that shit over. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I completely understand why it is that Anakin would turn to the dark side. Like, there's no questions about it. I would too. Like,
yeah.
but yeah, no. Also, just like one other issue that I had was like towards the end when Loda leaves Kashyyyk and he says goodbye to Chewbacca, like and then later on, like when Luke's like, yeah, like I need a Jedi master to train me, like Chewbacca didn't think to mention, like, hey, like I used to know this guy, like he might be somewhere in
Yeah,
this system, like let's go find him.
yeah,
Like,
because they sent him off to Dagobah,
yeah.
right?
Well,
Isn't that where he
Yeah.
leaves from?
no,
Like
no, no, no.
Kashyyyk. Like he says, "Goodbye, Chewbacca. It was nice knowing you. I'm going
Yeah.
to Dagobah now."
No, no, no.
Yeah.
He doesn't leave to Dagobah. He goes to Coruscant.
Oh, okay. For
If
some
he
reason, I'm thinking, but then he goes and fights the Emperor. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but even then, still, it's just like Chewbacca didn't even think to mention that he used to know a Jedi and that there's a possibility that he might still be alive,
Yeah,
of course he doesn't know where he is, but I mean, like, I don't know, like Baby Yoda found out a way to like call out to all Jedi in the universe or whatever, so, Luke could have done some
and
things.
Yoda's talking like he knows Chewbacca, like he's 800 and something years old. So maybe he went and lived with the Wookiees for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when Han's like, "Oh, I don't believe in that stupid cuckoo religion stuff," you think the Chewbacca would be like, "Oh, well, what about this guy that came to my home planet and helped us fight off the droids?" And
Yeah.
like that never came up while we are sitting in this spaceship for 20 years together or whatever. Like
Yeah.
for 10 years, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
Like, none of it even makes sense. Also, one other thing is that I got, like, hella ET vibes when Yoda took off on his little, like space pod.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, with the music building, like, it felt like it was when ET
I'll
said
be
goodbye.
right here.
Yeah, exactly!
It's like holding a plant.
Yeah! That's exactly how it felt.
Oh, that's funny because Yoda was in E.T.
Oh,
Oh, that's
yeah!
right. Home.
Yeah.
And E.T. was in the Senate.
Yeah, there was a few of them on one of the little floaty things.
Yeah.
Ugh, that shit's so
Yep.
funny.
Their name is it's Spielberg backwards. So it's like
Oh,
the
like it.
the
Unpronounceable.
Gilberts. Yeah. The Gilbersons or something. I don't know. I'd have to look at it to
Gilbertson sounds like a terrible family show that would be on like
and Lucas is in Return of the
ABC.
Revenge of the Sith too. So
Really?
Lucas is?
yeah, he's all painted blue. I think he's still wearing glasses. I could be wrong.
That's
Of course
hilarious.
And he might have the beard still.
Oh God.
Let me look that up.
Okay.
That's funny.
Also, another like continuity thing is they show the construction of the first Death Star, like at the end Revenge of the Sith. They're probably like halfway done with it. And it's just like, okay, well then why did it take like another like 20 some odd years for Luke to grow up and for them to test it?
True.
Like they were pretty far along right there, and then they just speed run, like build the second Death Star for the fifth movie in like what, like maybe like 2-3 years.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And isn't it even a little bigger too, the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, he doesn't have glasses. He does have a beard though, and his daughter is in there too, and she's painted blue.
What the fuck?
I'm blue, da ba dee da ba die.
And then his adopted son is the Padawan that's defending Basil Oregano when he's getting on the ship from the Jedi
Basil
Temple.
Oh, Jimmy Smits.
Yeah.
He was Princess Leia's non-biological father. He got blown up on Alderaan.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's not wearing glasses, but his name's Baron Papa Noido or Noidia.
And I bet
he's
you he
Papa.
came up with that he probably came up with that himself and thought it was so fucking clever.
Like the guy from Attack of the Clones that's like, do you want to buy some death sticks? Like his name's like Sleezo Bagano or something like that.
Are you
like
serious?
he's a sleaze bag.
A fucking Harry Potter spell was his name.
Yeah.
Sleezo Bagano.
Poof.
Yeah. You want to buy some death sticks? Ah. He just turns.
I want to go rethink my life.
Yeah, seriously. You're gonna go
that guy has
rethink
a
your
backstory
life.
somewhere.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sure he does. Because everybody
Yeah.
has to have a backstory that's even on fucking
yeah.
screen.
That's
But-
how
So-
they get all the plot, the shit that's missing in the plot nowadays. They make a comic or something out of it.
Yeah, they took it in the same direction that they took Destiny.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you brought up continuity with the Death Star. It kind of bothers me that some things like the X-Wings and the AT-ATs and stuff, they have like all these different stages of development like through the Clone Wars
Yeah.
Mhm.
and the Stormtroopers armor and stuff. But then you have things like at the very end of the movie, because I think they were just like, we're done. Like Darth Vader looks exactly the same at the end of Revenge of the Sith as he does in New Hope.
Yeah.
Like he never
Saw that.
personalizes the armor or like upgrades it or like nothing happens to it where he has to change a part or something, or they have better technology and change
True.
out the chest plate or something. Like it was really weird that he looks exactly the same.
Actually,
And then like
no, go
go
on,
ahead.
sorry. No, go on. Finish your point.
Okay. And then like C-3PO and R2-D2 go on to the Tantive 4, the blockade runner from episode 4, with Captain Antilles. So they've just been sitting on the ship for 20 years waiting for a Star Destroyer to scoop them up, I guess.
Yeah. Oh my
And
god.
like there's a couple other things that didn't really change at all. But then some things like Obi-Wan and like Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, like they did not age well on Tatooine.
No.
It's all that sun,
No, they
baby.
didn't.
They went from
And it's
20
like, why
to 50.
didn't they change Luke's name or something? Like, wouldn't it be
True.
weird if there was some kid named Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi doesn't change his name? People start calling him Old Ben instead of Obi-Wan. But he's still Kenobi. Like, maybe change your name when you're hiding out on the planet that Darth Vader has been to like 5 times.
Yeah. That he was born on as well, so I'm sure he
Because
knows
maybe
the
he'll hear
area.
about some bush pilot that's really good at shooting womp rats named Luke Skywalker.
You go, oh
Um,
shit, that's my son.
And put 2 and 2 together, like, oh, he lives with my step uncle. Like, that's so weird.
Yeah, well, and also since he's a Sith, like you would think that he'd like go and visit places that would like enrage him so he could become more powerful. So it seems like Tatooine would be kind of a hot spot for him to go to and visit.
Yeah,
because
and go kill more sand people and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He hates
exactly.
sand so much, so yeah.
But
Like,
nope,
just get a
instead he
hate refill or something. Just go roll around the sand like, I hate this so much.
yeah,
And then go
seriously.
kill some more Jedi or something.
That seems like some shit that they would have had in had in Spaceballs. Like,
Hate.
I hate this so much. He just kills some of his
It
own
feels
men.
so good. I mean, bad. Because I'm bad.
But no, instead they had him set up on Mustafar where he can fill up with rage.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his back to tank. Wasn't he a back to tank in Rogue One?
Yeah,
Yeah. His little pod thing. Yeah.
but to your point that you were making about like Vader never upgrading anything, I can't remember if this is now Legends or actual canon, but from what I remember, the Emperor basically made it so you couldn't take the armor off at all. It was permanently on him because he
Like he
wanted to.
fused it to his skin or something?
Yeah, because he wanted to keep Vader weaker than him, so then he could stay in control. Because the rule of two, and like the plan was originally like, oh,
Yeah.
like I'll train him up so he'll be more powerful than me or anybody else on this galaxy, whatever.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but then he basically made it so he's permanently, like has like a club foot.
Right.
That's what I remember
Two
at
club
least.
feet and a club arm.
Yeah, seriously, little bit.
I can barely function. And then they give all the admirals and stuff like authority over him.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Like in A New
In the
Hope.
original trilogy, they're like, get in line,
Yeah.
Vader. Let him go.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
wait a
no.
minute.
Yeah, in A
But all
New
those
Hope.
dudes died on the Death Star, so Vader's like, fuck it, I'm going to be in charge now.
Yeah, no, you're right, because he started like force choking like that one guy, and then the admiral's like, "Let him go." And it's just like, you think you get to
Yeah.
tell him what to do? Like, that's not how that shit
Yeah.
works.
That's when he should have force grabbed his nuts or something. So he lifted him up by the balls. He's like, oh,
Oh my god. He calls his nuts are called boombas.
Oh god.
oh yeah, sorry, his boombas.
Yeah,
That's a
his
big
boombas.
boomba.
Yeah.
The big boom.
Misa no have a boomer.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Yeah. Anything
Poor
else?
Jar Jar can't have kids.
I know, seriously.
Anything else on Revenge of the Sith? What else is there to talk about? Oh, I don't know. I don't really have anything else.
General Grievous.
Oh yeah, General Grievous.
I remember.
Oh yeah,
He's
the
kind of like a
Knights of-
proto Vader. Like he's kind of like
Little
got like
bit.
organic stuff inside his suit.
He just can't use the force.
True.
Doesn't need to.
Yeah, no, seriously. I have no
He's
idea how
killed-
Obi-Wan came out on top with that one. That should not have happened.
He got lucky, and again, Obi-Wan going off on some secret James Bond mission again.
Yeah, seriously. Because, I mean, like, fucking Grievous quite literally had a lightsaber collection, you know?
Yeah. Well, and in the Clone Wars cartoon, when they introduced Grievous in the cartoon, I think he has more than 4 lightsabers on him in that.
Yeah, they were all in his, his little, like, cloak type deal. He had a shit ton of them. He had, like, 8.
Of them. Yeah, it was insane.
And then didn't he... actually, no, I think I'm remembering that wrong. I remember him, like, killing, like another Jedi and, like, picking up their lightsaber and, like, putting it in.
He kills, there's like 5 or 6 of them, and he ends up killing, I think, 4 of them.
Yeah.
4 or 3. I think he kills half of them, actually. Because there's 3 survivors total. There's the 2 girls that kind of look like Ahsoka. They kind of have the same like hairdo stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's like the older guy too. I don't remember his name.
That's fucking hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about Grievous. He's a weird character, I guess is the best way to put it.
He's a massive pussy, according to the Jedi.
Yeah, but he's sitting there fucking wrecking everybody that comes at him.
Yeah, seriously. He's a massive pussy, but he just destroys everybody that stands in his way.
I think he should
True.
have had a little bigger role in the series. I mean, they give him a big role in like the Clone Wars cartoon and stuff, but like it's just weird. He's thrown in, and everybody's like, "Oh no, not General Grievous," and you're just like, "Who the fuck is that?"
That's so funny. I love that shit. Yeah, no. Oh, anything else, guys?
Ah, no, I don't think so. I don't really got anything.
All right.
Not really. Just how it always seems like it takes multiple Jedi to take down a Sith.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
true.
Throughout all the movies, pretty much. Um,
And that's why great Jedi are better.
like it takes Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon to take down Maul, and Maul's not even like a full Sith, according
No,
to
he's
that
still
book.
an apprentice
then,
or whatever. Yeah.
Like not even an apprentice. He's like Palpatine's side piece to overthrow his master, kind of thing.
His
True.
Yeah, he's more of an apprentice. But then like Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda, like the three of them can't take out Dooku, and then like Obi-Wan and Anakin, it takes both of them to take Dooku out, and Palpatine was probably helping in Episode 3.
Yeah, probably a little bit behind the scene type thing.
Because he wanted Vader to take over. But like Luke can't take out Vader, and neither can Obi-Wan.
True.
And then it takes both Luke and Vader to take out the Emperor, basically. So it's kind of interesting that, because like when Mace Windu shows up to arrest Palpatine, he's got like 4 Jedi, and he basically just kills 2 of them right away, or maybe 3, and then
I think there's 3 total, and he takes out 2 of them in the first like 20 seconds of the fight.
yeah,
Fisto
stabby,
being one of
and they're
them.
dead. Yeah.
They all basically just stood there, like, standing still with their lightsabers out, and he's just like, okay, well, you're open here, here, and
Yeah.
here. I guess I'll just swing. Like,
No, that is true. The lightsaber fight between the other 2 were like really
His spin
bad.
attack was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, the spinning thing.
Yeah.
They got turned into a meme.
Yeah. Well,
That shooting stars video.
Yeah. Oh my god. Dun, dun, dun,
So many
dun, dun,
prequel
dun.
memes.
Well, no, the theory with the spinning thing is like, you know how he does like that scream? You know, like the theory is that
Yeah.
like I don't know if this is canon anymore. I can't remember. It might be Legends, but like that like essentially was like some kind of like force, you know, like power that he had where it like stunned them and like scared the shit out of the other Jedi so he could just strike them down immediately.
Right. I'm sure he was doing something like hypnotized him or stunned him or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a Sith battle yell. Let's call it.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
a sonic attack that hurts your equilibrium and you can't move.
Yeah.
Call it a battle yodel.
Yeah. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That's something we can mention real fast.
Sithodal. A Sithodal.
For some reason, saying yodel made me remember that there was a female Yoda called Yaddle in the original.
That's right.
Cut, and before they, so in Phantom Menace, Yoda was originally a puppet, but then they decided to turn him CGI, and there was going to be a female like Yoda character named Yaddle, but they cut her too for some reason.
Yeah, she was in the theatrical release, though. I think.
I think, yeah, she was, yeah. And then when he went in and changed Yoda to be digital, they took her out too, which I don't know why.
And Puppet Yoda had lots of hair.
Yeah,
like he was bald on top, but he had like tons of hair on the sides and the back, and
he had like
everyone's like, "How did he go from like 880 to 900 and be like 1,000 years older?" When he's moisturizing on Dagobah for 20 years.
Yeah, seriously. The Dagobah
I have a cancer theory about that he just got cancer in the swamp, and that's why he looked so bad. But then they made him look like old Yoda in the CGI Blu-ray versions and stuff, so.
Rest in peace.
That bothered me, how he could flip around like that. And then on Dagobah, he could barely walk, and it was like, And they'll say, "Oh, it's from him falling." missing it and landing on the thing.
That's why he ran away. He knew he was injured permanently.
Yep.
He should just
Cripple.
talk to Ray and
I
got
am.
some healing powers.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, he died before Ray was
Talk to
even born.
future Ray
So
with
Oh,
his
wait, no,
future
Ray was-
powers.
Ray was alive, I think, right? When Yoda was still
No,
around, but she
'cause
was like a
Force
kid.
Awakens like 30 years
Oh
after
yeah, yeah.
Jedi.
It's like that's right. I'm thinking of the Mandalorian, which is only like 5 years after Jedi or whatever.
True.
Getting everything mixed up. Too many fucking storylines that are all the exact same plot and stuff.
Ray will probably be a baby in season 3.
Oh, I hope not. Let's keep them out of it.
Please,
Like she'll
no.
kill everything with her Force powers, like Jean Grey when she was a little girl. And they'll have to like put psychic locks on her and stick her on a desert planet to keep the galaxy safe till she's ready to control her powers.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, that's
And
why
Dark
they sent
Phoenix.
her to Jakku.
Yeah. Which isn't Tatooine. It's not Tatooine,
No.
people.
No, it's a
It's
different
Jakku.
sand planet.
Duh.
You didn't know about Jakku? God.
Idiot.
Why does everybody want to go back to Jakku?
Yeah.
All
a sad-
right. No, I don't have any final words. Anybody else got any?
Fuck you, Danny.
Whoa, fuck you, Dylan.
Okay.
I don't want to do
No.
the next podcast.
I don't either. I don't want to watch The Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker.
We can honestly just skip it.
No,
We
got
can fake
to.
it.
We've already done.
We
these
we all
three.
just read Cliff Notes.
We'll watch YouTubers scream about how
Yeah.
horrible they are, and then we'll just repeat what they say, like every other YouTuber does.
Yeah.